Ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else as well. Oh my god. Oh, fuck. Too much audio. But welcome, everybody, to Minecraft Monday. Today is the day where me and Echo play Minecraft. Isn't that right, big guy? Come here. Come here. Come here. No. Okay. He doesn't want to get up on the chair right now. Hey. What's up? Hey, big fella. Hey, big fella. Can you say hi to the camera? Big fella. Big doofus. There's nothing on the table for you to lick. There's no snacks. There's no snacks on there. Hey, there's no snacks. Today we are doing something dangerous. Something that rivals the end dragon fight and rivals traveling throughout the nether. What's up, Dark Prince Travis? Welcome to the stream. It's actually pretty easy. Midnight, I'm trying to build hype. I'm trying to build hype for this. Come on. It will go through trials and tribulations. I'm excited. I am excited as well. You have a little Minecraft pic next to you. Minecraft 15th anniversary celebration thing. No. Why isn't Twitch chat showing up? Hey buddy, your little cheeks are sitting on my wires. No, why isn't Twitch chat showing up? No. Why am I invisible? I don't know. It feels like a truffle problem. I'm basically a creeper after it explodes. I don't know if I want to see Twitch chat. I know what's gonna happen. No. Dark Travis is in chat. It's not a bot. Okay, I reloaded Twitch chat. Maybe it'll work this time. Yo. No, Dark Prince Travis has been hanging out. But why? I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe it'll fix itself, Twitch chat. I don't know why it's being weird. I'm sorry. But anyway, welcome. To Minecraft Monday. Quick little random side note. Oh wait, is there a new update as well? Hell yeah. Side update, Garage is like my favorite light beer that's like made locally in Cincinnati. And also just period, my favorite light beer. They have like a lime flavor now and it's pretty good. So, yeah. That's cool. But anyway. There's a new... And my... What is... Oh, right. This is like the trials, right? There's like trials and stuff now. What's up, little guy? Pet, 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 pet. Ooh. Give me those balls. Nice. Oh, I forgot about this. I've been editing a lot of the Minecraft videos. Oh, also, the Ender Dragon video is out now. Because it's 6 o'clock. So that's kind of pog as well. But what do we need for this Wither fight? I know we need these, and we need, we need soul sand, right? You have everything right? We prepared for a reason? Yeah. We should just, ow, ow, ow. It's just like this, right? It's like... And then I put the 3 heads. I go 1, 2, 3. Not here? Oh no, I'm not doing it here. I was just illustrating. That's how it works? Okay. We only have 18 golden apples. And don't I get, like, launched up in the air and shit? Hold on. We have these and this. And I want to have a couple of slow falling potions. You don't get launched in the air? Oh, I thought you get launched in the air. I thought that was like part of it. Oh, we definitely need to go. We have to go visit the Arrow Man. Just walk away once it summons because it'll explode. Right. We need a little bit of wood and sticks. Oh, taters. Do we have gold? No. You know what? We're actually gonna bring this. And then... We're gonna go visit the Arrow Man because we used almost all of our arrows when we fought the End Dragon. Also, we did it. I changed my name. I am now Emerald Mike. I uploaded the video, the little evolution video. I think it was really good, and I liked it a lot. New profile picture, new banner. Changed Twitter, changed YouTube, changed Discord, changed Twitch. Your bow doesn't have infinity yet? No, it does not. I love this name much better. I hate having to search for an underscore. Dude, I would search for the underscore and it still just showed the M. Night Shyamalan video. Most of my views were from the subscriptions feed because that's how people just found it. I think it's just people looking in the subscriptions feed. But now you can actually search Emerald Mike. I think it's a great name. And Ian helped put that video together and stuff. I think it is a much, oh my god, much needed improvement. Oh, you know what else is like popping off and popping off in the YouTube algorithm for some reason is Friday's stream. Friday's stream has like almost 675 views for like no reason. I mean, I think it's a funny idea doing the Sunkern thing, and also it was a good thumbnail, but like 700? Like that's a lot. I don't know why the first one got like no views. I think that I titled the second one and thumbnailed the second one better. Because it's the same tags. Like, it's a... Oh my god. I feel like I'm close, right? Hang on. Wait. Put a little dirt under the pillow for the dirt man. Just in case he comes to town. No, this is... What is the Arrow Man's coordinates? 1720. Okay. Here, hold on. Oh god. There we go. 1720. Oh, we gotta go this way. Maybe adding a Eternus imply that you got that far and wanted to see you for themselves. Oh, maybe. We're gonna do it tomorrow as well. We're gonna try again tomorrow. Oh, really? Rain? So hopefully that thumbnail is deemed worthy. Oops. There we go. Am I too far? 410. No, this number needs to go down. God damn it, I'm lost. Let's just go this way for a second. The YouTube algorithm is a mystery, truly. Oh, it also... Okay, we're at 1720. We now need to go to 410. So this number needs to shrink. Nope. Here we go. This number needs to shrink. I also have access now to like a new tool where I can upload 3 thumbnails and YouTube chooses the best thumbnail based on which one gets clicked the most by showing people different thumbnails. We're making advancements, boys. We're getting access to the good tools. It was kind of crazy. There we go. I found it. I just didn't go far enough. Let's sleep the rain off here. That's cool, except for having to make 3 different thumbnails. That's fair. I usually have like a couple of ideas for thumbnails anyway. You're in my way. Excuse me. Thank you. Wait, why don't you have... Why doesn't he have arrows? When will he have arrows? You're so cringe. Gotta see if the extra work pays off. Yeah. We'll see. I did it for today's Minecraft thumbnail. The Ender Dragon video. Sir? How do I get him to give me arrows? What has gone horribly wrong? Oh, wow. Gotta wait? Gotta wait for how long, though? Do we have to do, like, a whole Minecraft day? Ow, can we not? Because I can just hang out. For a Minecraft day. Normally they rush their trades at noon, but I gotta look it up. Okay. I assume you mean midday in the game, like noon Minecraft o'clock, not like 12 p.m. in real life. Otherwise, that would be unbelievably obnoxious. Just in case he comes to town. What's up, buddy? I'm working here. I'll come down and talk to you in just a second. Alright. Where'd he go? Oh, you. Hey, what's up, man? You had, Oh, you don't want to talk anymore? No? Okay, well, Listen, you don't gotta be petty. I was just doing some lumberjacking. Yeah. You don't have to be petty. What did you want to talk? Alright, whatever. Fine. Fine. I'll fucking see you later. At the town hall meeting later today. God. That guy has always been rude, man. Bit of a bad apple, if I would say so. Just trying to do work, and now he's all upset at me. God. I'm grabbing a bunch of wood just so we can make as much sticks as we can, so we can, just so we can make as many sticks as possible. Put my dirt bag, just in case he comes to town. Alright, we have almost like a full stack. Is there a little baby tree? This is a little baby tree. Alrighty. Hello, Merlot official. Hello and welcome to the chat. Sorry, I can't read. If I have no clue how you're supposed to pronounce that, and I'm sorry. Apparently they restock twice a day, and they need their workstations to be reachable. How's the stream going? It's going good. We're getting arrows, and then we're going to fight the Wither. His workstation is... Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay. Let's make like. Can I take like half? How do I take half? There we go. Okay, you. Can you come closer? Sir. Thank you. Oh my god, brother. Since when have you been streaming on Twitch? I've been making content on the internet for a long time. Too many years to count, really. Okay. Thanks for doing business with what? I just had a stroke. Thanks for doing business with me, buddy. What's my favorite game? I'll give you one guess. Where'd the... Oh, I put the boat over here. Bum, bum, bum. That should be plenty. The second phase, you'll need to melee him to death. Luckily, we have the most goated sword ever. You stream daily? I stream every weekday. What are you trying to sell me? You trying to sell me emotes? Because I would advise against it. They're all the same. Where are you from? I'm from America. I'm from US of A. Nice. Australia? Nice. Very cool. They pretend to act interested in what you're doing and they ask the big question. Can I suggest you something? No, you'll get banned. But if you really think you can convince me, go ahead and ask. See what happens. We need to go this way. I can't tell you that here. You have to give me your Discord or your Twitter. No, you're banned. Let's see. When was your when was your Twitch account created? Your account was created November 2023. Damn, that sucks. I'm gonna have to report you. I need to buy a new mouse. This mouse is old. Spam, scams, or bots. No, it's a scam. Please include a timestamp? No. This person is just harassing small streamers and trying to sell them garbage. Submit report. Block this user. And you're banned. Yeah, I'm glad we all took time out of the stream that we were doing to manage the obnoxious chatting behavior. I love that we did that. Isn't that so much fun? I need to go through Twitch, banned words. Or like the channel banned words. I should have done that when I was updating the profile picture and stuff. That's fine. What? The fuck? Okay. What's that? Oh, what's up, bees? How's it going, little honey bees? Apparently that took 2.5 minutes. Holy crap. If my mouse worked, it would go faster. I gotta buy a new mouse for the other computer. It's like slow. It's weird. A dog. Hello there, Doge. Hello, little bark bark friend. I don't have any bones for you. Sorry, little buddy. Yeah, but yeah. I'm glad we took 2 minutes out of our entertainment to block some fucking spam account. And Twitch can't figure out that those people aren't real. They're not real. Dude. We've got to be close, right? There we go. Alright. We've got more than enough arrows. We have the skulls and we have the golden apples and we have the soul singing. That's what it's called. Cool. Is that the house? No, the house is over here. Oh, wait, we gotta go this way. So yesterday I just got water on my Switch because it fell out of my pocket and fell into the sink. But a day later it works just fine. The Switch is incredible. Hell yeah. I'm glad that the Switch wasn't ruined. That would be pretty fucking shitty. Oh, please. There we go. Dudes, I can't believe Switches are still, this many years later, so expensive. Like, I bought mine used for like $250, which is still, I feel like is insane for a used console. Oh wait, I forgot that we have this over here now. I thought I was gonna need more stuff, but there's not. How do we make bows? Okay, there's that, and there's that, and then there's that, and then there's this stuff. Okay. Bows is just string and sticks. That's right. We got plenty of string and plenty of stick. Wait, do I have my crafting table in here? I do. We can make 3 of those. Do we have an anvil? I feel like I remember that the anvil broke. Yeah, the anvil did break. We gotta go get another one. Because I want to repair this bow. Where's Iron? Iron boy. There we go. Anvil. Poggers. Oops. Nope. Poggers. Okay. Iron boy. I'm an iron boy. Clang. Okay, so if I switch these around, it costs less. 16, 17, 16. Yeah. Oh, I only needed 1. Oops. That's fine. Iron boy. Okay, let's go sleep, and then I think we have everything we need to fight the Wither. Here, let me turn off my lights and then go to bed. Good night, all the puppies. I'm an iron boy. Alright, do we need more golden apps? Do we need more golden appetizers? Wait, is there apples in here? Yeah, there's 35. With golden apple, the Wither is a joke? Okay. Do we have enough? I feel like we have a lot. I only needed like 2? Okay, wow. This guy's a bitch, then. Oh, let's go this way. Let's go towards where our end portal is, because it's like flat ground. Hello? And you're sure I'm not gonna get knocked up into the air? And would be nice to have a potion of slow falling. I also have feather falling boots, so yeah. Come on. There we go. God, I'm a fucking hardcore legend. Who is she doing parkour? Oh my god. Whoops. No, I didn't get knocked into the air. Okay. We also have feather falling, like it's fine. Yeah, okay. See, I feel like this is a good place to fight the Wither. Because this is like wide open. Just be careful of your surroundings when fighting them. Okay. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna go this way. I'm an iron boy. Oh yeah, because this is where the 360. Oh, that was close. Excuse me, pardon me. Okay. Iron boy. Iron boy. It should be sad. I'm excited for you to do this. You've got me feeling like it's very easy. I feel like I'm a bit overconfident with my chances of victory. You were like, this is easy. We just need 2 golden apples. The wither's a fucking joke. Wither's a bitch baby. Like, you're throwing shade. And I feel like we shouldn't be disrespecting the wither this much. But if you say it's that easy, then we're about to brapa. I had a friend's help, so maybe like 4 apples. Well, luckily we still have 18. So, you know. Tomato, tomato. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Is like the Savannah Plains. Yeah, look at this wide open area. This is good. Bedrock couldn't do shit. Wither isn't. Bedrock I couldn't do shit. The Wither doesn't fucker. Okay, right. This is like the nether. Okay. Let's just go across the water onto this island. Okay. This is where we fight the Wither. This is a good spot right here. Right? Oh my god, wait, there's another village up there. We must protect the village. This seems like a good spot, right? What is this? What the fuck are you? Oh, it's an armadillo! Yo, what's up, little guy? You're very cute. I like you. You want to be my friend? No? Okay. Alright. Why did I do it like that? Okay. Alright, here we go. What's this song? It was like. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, wait, is it like. Yeah, this is it. We'd get copyrighted for this, but we gotta get hyped. Okay. Let's do this. This should be easy, right? Oh no! Oh shit. How do I get away from him? He naturally heals? Oh my god. Oh my god. He's been on top of me this whole time. Get out of the water, please. Oh my god. He's healing now. This is impossible. We die here. Well, that's unfortunate. We'll get back to this point stronger? I don't think so. I think we're done with that. What am I? Well, not today. Yeah. Can I not even spectate the world anymore? What's happening? Damn, we can't even spectate the world. Oh well. When I've tried hardcore, spectating the world was buggy for me. Oh, gotcha. Well, that's kind of all we had for planned for today. We're not starting a new world or anything. But there is something that you guys wanted me to watch.
Generation 3 of Pokemon.
So we're reacting. If I had known it had natural regen, oh, it's fine. Let me set this up a little bit better. Well, that's the end of season 2. That's the end of season 2 for Minecraft Monday. Uh, but we can do one block next. I'm so sorry. It's fine. I watched this video. I feel like he bashes on it quite a bit as the video gets longer, but I think he has some good points. Okay. Wait, is this going to show my desktop? Not that it matters, but okay. Just make sure you don't have those tabs open. No, it's fine. I don't ever have those tabs open. No, don't do that. Okay, is... Does this feel like a good ratio? I wasn't full screen with your cam. I want full screen with your cam in the top right. So like this. Oh, that's too much. Boom. Does this look good? Oh, but where'd chat go? Chat, you can be tiny. Boom. Perfect. Okay. This is Smith Plays Pokemon. Pokemon Emerald is worse than I thought. 47 minutes apparently bashing Pokemon Emerald. Make sure it's in HD. We are at 820, 720, 840p. We're in all the good stuff. Here we go.
Generation 3 of
How's the
Pokemon
audio?
is to this day regarded as one of the best installments in the Pokemon
Was the audio good on that? Or here, what about now?
series. Yet despite that, even its most iconic title, Pokemon Emerald, does not hold
I think
up
it
near
seems
as well
good.
as many people think. Today I'm going to be analyzing and judging the major aspects of Emerald, including Pokemon, gym leaders, evil teams, rivals, and the Elite Four. And after looking at everything individually, I'm then going to put the whole analysis
Is this one
together
good?
and explain my big three issues with Emerald. But an important question to ask before we even get into it is, why? Am I just some cranky old man yelling in the street looking for YouTube relevancy once?
We'll go to like... Here's 55.
Generation 3 of Pokemon is to this day regarded as one of the best installments in the Pokemon series. Yet despite that, even its
We'll
most
do this.
iconic title, Pokemon Emerald, does not hold up near as well as many people think. Today I'm going to be analyzing and judging the major aspects of Emerald, including Pokemon.
That's good? Okay. Here we go. We're going to turn this into a YouTube reaction video, so let's do our best YouTuber impression. Today we are reacting to Pokemon Emerald is worse than I thought. It's by Smith Plays Pokemon. Apparently this guy has a lot of critiques and other such uh, ideas on why Pokemon Emerald, my all-time favorite game and what I've branded myself after, why is it bad? Why is it worse than we remember? And he's going to tell us. So make sure to go and subscribe to this guy as well, just like I did. And make sure to subscribe to the Emerald Mike channel as well. And no hate. Everybody's allowed to have their own opinions. Maybe he might convince me by the end of this video. But he probably won't. Let's see what Smith here has to say.
Generation 3 of Pokemon is to this day regarded as one of the best installments in the Pokemon series.
Because
and
it is.
Despite that, even its most iconic title, Pokemon Emerald, does not hold up near as well as many people think. Today
How
I'm going to
come?
be analyzing and judging the
Tell me
major
why.
aspects of Emerald, including Pokemon, gym leaders, evil teams, rivals, and the Elite Four. And after looking at everything individually, I'm then going to put the whole analysis together and explain my big 3 issues with Emerald. But an important question to ask before we even get into it is why? Am I
Yeah,
just
why
some
do you care?
cranky old man yelling in the street looking for YouTube relevancy once more? Well,
Yes, because this title gets people to click on it.
no, you see, I actually
That's why I'm
really
watching.
love Pokemon Emerald. It's one of
Oh.
my favorite games of all time, and I actually love it so much
Okay.
that I am going to make a ROM hack of this game that fixes all the issues that we are about to outline today. It's going to be a big project, but if you want to follow along, I'm going to be giving away 10 physical copies of this game once it's done to subscribers, so just watch to the end if you want to know how to get in on that. Anyway,
Cool.
round 3.
Sounds good.
Let's
He does like the game.
do this. Part 1. An introduction
At least he
to
likes the
Pokemon.
games.
It's really important that we understand where Emerald sits in the Pokemon catalog if we're going to properly fix it.
Yep.
If anything can be
Third
said about
generation,
3,
2001.
it's that it feels like the series' first fully fledged Pokemon game. If Gen 1 is Pokemon's alpha with low quality graphics full of bugs, then Gen 2's Johto is Pokemon's beta. A refinement of the core ideas, but unpolished and overall failing to nail the execution. I think it makes
I agree with this. This makes sense, and I think this sound analysis makes sense. Gen 2 is awful, just for the record.
sense to say then that Ruby and Sapphire sit as the franchise's version 1.0. And that makes sense,
Yeah.
right? If you think about what comes after these games, it's all very homogenous, but Gen 3 to 2 and even 1 has like a major lack of cohesion. This holds especially true
That's
from
fair.
a graphics perspective, but it's not just that. Ruby and Sapphire are the first games to feature a truly new roster of Pokemon. They've got the friendly rival trope, brand new evil teams, a world-ending plotline, a region disconnected from the previous game, and so on. Ruby and Sapphire gave so much to Pokemon, and I think they greatly
Yes.
defined the core formula
Yes, they
of
did.
a Pokemon game. But of course, as the initial 1.0 version launch of Hoenn, these games were still unperfect. Many of the gym leader teams are tragically built, the evil storyline is unfulfilling, and there's hardly any post-game content. And so if Ruby and Sapphire
That's
are
fair.
the game launch 1.0 version, then we could sort of look at Emerald as the game's first massive update. And unlike Pokemon and Crystal, which updated their generational launches quite minimally, Pokemon Emerald is the equivalent of a remastered nuke. Tiles and caves have been updated, there's
Yeah.
optional double battles everywhere, the gym leaders have had incredible makeovers. I mean, Jesus Christ, look at one's Kingdra.
At Western Hills Heating and Air.
Oh shoot, we got ads. Hold on, I gotta switch my account. Hold on, technical difficulties. Make a funny edit.
Generation 3 of Pokemon is to... And I know that there is only one
Where's the picture of his Kingdra? Okay, here we go.
Kingdra. Speaking of which, there's actually a new gym leader and champion. There's this guy, Scott. The gym leaders have had incredible
here we go.
makeovers. I mean, Jesus Christ, look at one's Kingdra. Speaking of
Yeah,
which, there's actually
the
a new
Kingdra's
gym leader
nasty.
and
It's ended
champion.
me a
There's
run.
this guy, Scott.
He's
Remember
obnoxious.
Scott? The evil plot is now combined to make one cohesive story, and
Uh-huh.
there's this incredible post-game thing called the Battle Frontier. Pokemon
Yes.
Emerald is basically
Battle Frontier
Game
is
Freak
awesome.
looking at everything they did in Ruby and Sapphire, being like, dang, we we screwed up a lot here. We can do better, and just fixing stuff. I mean, I guess that's kind of a lot of third titles, but Emerald really was the first to do it right. And so it does a good job, but they only had 1 year to really look back and fix stuff. But now with our 20 years to reflect on these games, we can look back and say, you know what? They kind of messed up in a few places. Because when I return to Emerald now, things just feel a little off. My experience doesn't quite line up with my nostalgic memories. Glaringly large problems that my 12-year-old brain was incapable of noticing at the time. And
What are
finishing
the
these games as an adult
problems?
leaves me frustrated and just screaming, too much water. Unfortunately, though, when it
You're
comes to home,
yapping.
water is the name of the game. So, ladies and gentlemen, buckle in and prepare to dive a little deeper. Now,
I'm
all
ready.
good playthroughs
Thank
need the
you.
support of a
My
strong
God.
starter. As we're going to see, Mudkip is the best water starter to date, and you want a
Yep.
chair that is reliable as Mudkip. And that's where today's sponsor, the C7 Flexi Spot, comes in. Now, Squirtle and Totodile were fine water starters, just like maybe your current chair is okay, but it's also possible that your chair just isn't doing it for you, causing back pain or sedentary discomfort. And in the same way, lumber's exact place at your height legged, and even mesh, and it's of course suitable, and there is a 30-day free return, plus it comes with a 10-year warranty. It's of course suitable for anyone who spends long hours grinding the region of Hoenn, or actually doing work. And as an aside, they even sent me the chair to test a well-constructed. Code C730 partner, starters are $dollars off.
Okay.
Part 2. The starters. As
Yes,
your first
the
companion partner,
starters.
starters are possibly the biggest defining feature of a new generation.
Definitely.
So I think if we're going to
I would
start anywhere,
agree.
we should start from the beginning, where the game sees the series professor being attacked by a level 2 Zigzagoon. Now, what I love about this scene is that it makes for a much more compelling starter selection than the previous games. Rather
Yes.
than making your choice in the safety of a lab, the game has you do it under pressure. And I really love this because it adds a bit of affirming weight to your decision. It's not
Yes, I do a premium, but the sponsor
just
still
pick
gets
which
it.
one looks cool, but being
Yeah.
forced to pick under
That's
pressure
true.
really affirms that decision, and I don't know, maybe it makes your bond with your Pokemon stronger. Unfortunately, though, I'm not a nerd. I'm an experienced ass player, and I know that there is only one right decision to make for your starter in Hoenn. And despite my love for the cute little guy, Mudkip is actually the very first problem with this game. And I should preface that it's not like starters have ever been
Why?
balanced, but compared to the first two gens,
Fuecoco
Generation 3
is
flubbed starter selection
broken.
in a very different way. In Generation 1, Bulbasaur was clearly the easy early game pick, and this effectively
Sure.
acted as the game's easy mode. This was
That's
fine, though,
fair.
because eventually all three starters would grow into their own and become powerful. Now, in Generation 2, all three starters were unequal again, but this was more so in a sense that one was bad and the other two were good. Generation 3 has
Poor
a much different
Chikorita. I
approach.
love Chikorita's design and Meganium's design. It just wasn't there in Gen 2. What are we doing? We died to the Wither and we're reacting to this video.
And I really think it hurts the game. The first thing that Hoenn does, but this
Wait,
was
what?
more so in a sense that one was bad and the other two were good.
Yeah.
Generation 3 has a much different approach, and I really think it hurts the game. The first
Why?
thing that Hoenn does different is give their starters very useful secondary typing. Outside of Poison and Flying, which do absolutely nothing for Venusaur and Charizard,
Yeah.
the starters had all felt very ingrained in their main type from the elemental trio. So,
Yeah.
adding a cool second type seems like a pretty good idea. The adorable baby
Yeah.
chick turns into a badass firefighting chicken. It's still chicken. The tadpole
It's a
frog
chicken.
looking thing gets ground type and turns into a destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, that's
And this
cool.
derpy looking green guy. Oh, you fool. You utter moron. What are you, a 12-year-old? You thought the grass starter was also gonna get a cool second type? Oh no, no, it's just grass. It's grass and nothing but grass for you, buddy. So even the most
I guess it's a little annoying. I really like the design of Sceptile, and I think Sceptile is one of my favorites, but the other two getting secondary typings and Sceptile not getting a secondary typing, I guess, can be a little strange.
basic glance, it's clear that the three starters are not given equal treatment. And this might lead you to believe that it's just another Johto situation where two are good and the grass is once again bad. That is, however, not the case. I think the most broken thing about Mudkip is that it only has one weakness in grass type. And that still could have worked given that there were certain checks and balances added to the game. Like grass types. In the entire game, there are 4 Pokemon on major teams that can hit Swampert for super effective damage. Furthermore, though, Swampert matches up really well against the gym leaders, evil teams, and elite.
What ice type does he get? You can TM learn Ice Beam, but that doesn't, like, kinda. I would argue against the ice. I think that you could give the Ice Beam TM to a different Pokemon. It would be better. I think its water ground coverage is just still great and good enough. We never find ourselves putting the Ice Beam TM on Swampert. But I get where he's coming from. And so yeah.
4. It can basically hit every major trainer but like Gym 2 and 8 for super effective damage, and a lot of that is Stab, Surf, and Earthquake. Like, it's not just the best starter, it's the best Pokemon in the game, period. Swampert is so seriously good that it hurts the starter selection, because when you don't go with Swampert, you have this sense of foregoing, the best Pokemon in the game. And I suppose that, like, if the other 2 starters were still quite strong, that might still work. But this is also sadly not true. After Torchic gets...
Sure, but also your argument was that you're a 12-year-old. And the 12-year-old wants to choose the cool lizard. You, as an adult, feel like you're missing out on something because you picked Mudkip, because it's not the best, then do challenge runs, do Nuzlocks to where it's like challenging, and Mudkip doesn't just sweep through the whole game because you over leveled. Like, I feel like this starter thing is a non-issue. If you want to over level Sceptile and just like use Sceptile, then you should do it. Because you're a 12-year-old. And you like Sceptile. But if you're an adult and you're like, man, if I choose Sceptile, I'm going to miss out on the best Pokemon in the entire game. Like, it's not... So what? Choose the cool lizard, man. I don't know.
Fighting for the first rock gym, it really just can't do much more. It kind of gets its ass kicked in the Brawly fight, then it gets its ass handed to it in the Watson fight, and then despite having a resistance to fire, is out here getting one-tapped by Flannery. Oh, and then despite having type advantage over Norman, gets absolutely dusted. And this is the better half of its gym performances, because after that you've got Winona flying, then Psychic, and then Water. Now, sure, Blaziken does come back pretty hard for the Elite Four. At least until Pokemon Emerald adds a water champion. And it also, to be fair, has a very solid performance against the evil teams. So it's bad, but yet somehow, someway, Trico is arguably worse.
I disagree. I don't think this is the correct... This is not the correct argument to make. In my opinion. You do not have a problem... You don't have a problem with the starters. All of the starters are fine. Your problem is with the movesets. The movesets of these Pokemon are dog shit. And Gen 3 movesets is probably the worst thing about Gen 3. Is the movesets. Because they're dog shit. They're so bad. But that's not Trico's fault. That's not... Sceptile's fault. Or no, I just said that's not Sceptile or Blaziken. Also, Marshtomp doesn't get Earthquake until after the 7th gym. He has Tackle through like the 5th gym. You just use Surf and Mudshot for like the entire game, which are also not very good moves. Like, Surf is a good move because it's an HM. Swampert's moveset is also bad. This argument is in bad faith. Or not bad faith, but like the problem isn't the starters, the problem is Gen 3 movesets are bad. Like, I don't know, man. Pick the cool lizard because you like the cool lizard, and then don't feel bad that you're missing out on the best Pokemon of the game. Which, by the way, the best Pokemon in the game has Tackle for the first 6 gyms. The problem is not the starters. The problem is the movesets. But go on.
Trico matches up
We judging internet strangers behind the safety of a screen? My shit. No, Timborn. This is called reaction content. Come on now.
genuinely great to Roxanne and Tate and Liza, but that's kind of it. Like, there are 2 major trainers that specialize in water, and it's bad against both of them. The only thing that's menacing on Juan's team is a Kingdra, which knows Ice Beam and destroys Sceptile, and then Sceptile has one good matchup in the champion fight. Even worse is up until level 29, you're hitting everything with Absorb. I mean, it's...
Yeah, up until level... Hold on. Oh, I closed the video. Hang on. Hold on. I'm making a point. Hold on. We use Mud Shot from level 16 until the end, until 46. That is 40 levels. That is 40 levels that we do not get a usable ground type move. Sure, we get Surf. And if we didn't get Surf, we would use Water Gun until level 37. This argument doesn't make sense.
Major trainers that specialize in water, which knows Ice Beam and destroy.
Yeah.
In the champion.
Yeah, the king gets. Yeah. He destroys the rest of Juan. Just don't use Sceptile into the thing with Ice Beam. Like, don't use the super effective thing into the super effective thing. Bring a counter to the Kingdra other than the Sceptile. Like Gyarados with Dragon Rage at this point in the game. Or there's other grass types, like Ludicolo, that can use Leech Seed and Mega Drain. And then also are tankier than Sceptile that can take the Ice Beam from Kingdra. And you can get Ludicolo by this point in the game.
Sceptile, and then Sceptile has one good matchup in the champion fight. Even worse is up until level 29, you're hitting everything with Absorb.
Yeah, up until level 29, you're using Absorb. Again, like I said. Did I close the tab? I closed the tab. Level 46, we get Earthquake on Mudkip. Or on Marstop. And then on... we would get Water Gun until level 37 if it wasn't for Surf. The problem is not the starter differential, it's the movesets. The problem you have is movesets.
I mean, its best move is 70 power versus Swampert's 95 and 100, or Blaziken's 90 and 100. And
Well, yeah, it's Surf.
let me say it again, you also don't get a second type. So hopefully I have made a compelling case as to why these starters are unbalanced. But is that an actual problem, you might ask? Do they need to be balanced?
No, because Fuecoco exists.
Honestly, no, they don't.
Yeah.
The real problem is in how wide the gap is. If Bulbasaur,
No, there's no gap. You just learn Surf. The problem is the movesets.
Squirtle, and Charmander acted as an easy, medium, hard mode, Mudkip and Emerald is basically Super Weenie Hut Jr., with the other 2 starters then being hard mode. And while the starters
No, it's not. Trico's fine.
are very weirdly
Blaziken, I would
balanced,
argue,
this
is harder
far
to
from the
use.
only set of Pokemon that see this. Part 3. Team building and Pokemon balance. Your options for team building are another feature of Gen 3 that is integral to its design. There is basically one small group of Pokemon that work really good for playing these these games. This is the group of Pokemon, like, you know exactly which ones I'm talking about. When we think about how we used to play Emerald, we think of that team, right? And we think, yeah, that was great. But if you ever have played Emerald with not those 10 Pokemon,
What's
it's a
the
very
team?
different experience. The
Yeah.
options fall off quite drastically, and there's not really a rhyme or reason as to why some Pokemon are good and some are bad. To give you a really simple example, let's take a look at the Gen 3 bird Pokemon, Tailo and Swablu. Tailo is available at the start of the game, evolves at level 22, and gets its first strong flying move, Wing Attack, at just level 13. For context, that is so...
That's just get Gut Swallow and use Endeavor.
far above and beyond what we saw in the previous.
Yeah, putting Emerald Kaizo there, like playing with Trico, is some fucking impossible godlike challenge.
And it does show the series finally starting to evolve towards accepting good moves as a standard. The problem in Emerald is that this treatment has not yet become uniform. Comparatively, Swablu is caught all the way after the third gym, evolves at level 35, and is stuck with the move Peck forever. Or, you know, at least until the 5th gym when you get Fly. But let's take another example.
No, that's disingenuous. It evolves into Altaria, which is a dragon type that gets Dragon Dance and Air Slash and the ability and Fly. Altaria can learn coverage moves by TMs. They're just different styles of Pokemon. Tailo is like a early bird, and the early birds are usually like fine. Like Starly, Pidgey, Pidove, and like Tailo are all like fine. Tailo arguably maybe Staraptor's better, but like Tailo's pretty good and like evolves into Swallow, which gets Guts Endeavor. Or Guts Facade, I mean, which is really good. Whereas Altaria is a coverage dragon type user. You just Dragon Dance and Thunderbolt a water type, or you Dragon Dance and Air Slash a grass type. Like those are. It's not a disparity in power. It's a disparity in ideology for the Pokemon, for the use cases of them.
Curling. It's got low stats, but it does at least get a crazy early Psychic at level 26. Comparatively, Grumpig and Alakazam get it in the late 30s. Now, things may not be perfectly equal here, but given Curlia's relative trade-off with bad stats, it does actually make sense. But how about Solrock? Never learns it. Meditite? Never learns it. Surely.
Meditite's a fighting type, I thought.
After 3 generations,
Oh no, it's a fighting style.
Never learns it. And guys, I could and will go on and on.
Is Staryu Psychic type by Gen 3? I actually don't know. I think this man could use a crash course in game design. Every Pokemon being exactly as good as each other with the exact same uses would make a painfully boring game. I agree.
Nuzleaf, that's right, Nuzleaf never learns a single grass move.
Okay. He's right. He's right here. We can give him that. Hiptree is dog shit. Nuzleaf, dog water. Delete this Pokemon from existence. It's never gotten any better. We can agree on this.
Dusclops never learned Shadow Ball.
What? Yes, it does. I don't know why his sprite has nips.
Leaf never learns a single grass move. Dusclops never.
No, that's just not correct. I've literally used... We've literally used Shadow Ball Dusclops. Right? They learned Shadow Punch. Oh, it must be a TM. Maybe it's a TM. Oh, it learned Shadow Ball by TM. Okay. Oh, it learned Shadow Punch, which is fine. That said Gen 9? No, 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 I got it, I got it. This is Shadow Ball. Yeah, we must learn Shadow Ball by TM. But, like, Shadow Punch is fine. It gets Shadow Punch at 37, which is a 60 power ghost type move with stab that never misses. Like, that's fine.
Ever learned Shadow Ball?
Yeah, but it learns...
Mawile, where are your steel moves?
Okay, Mawile is not very good.
Manectric, no Thunderbolt?
Yeah. Thunderbolt TM. It not learning Thunderbolt's a little annoying. And you have to use your Thunderbolt TM strategically, which is in a casual playthrough. I could definitely feel like the it not being annoying, or it not getting Thunderbolt could be annoying. But from like a challenge runner standpoint, the usage of that TM is an interesting strategic point, which I find fun. But I could see being annoyed that the electric type doesn't learn the electric move. Not every Pokemon needs the iconic move for their type. Yeah, I agree.
Ninjask, have you forgot about your bug and flying moves?
But there's no good bug moves in this generation. Bug Bite doesn't exist. Big Buzz, I'm pretty sure Big Buzz doesn't exist yet. Bug type is just bad. This is retroactive thinking. Like this, bugs were never good.
Like, it's one thing for us to clown on Gen 1 learn sets, because those were the first games.
Yeah.
We are in the 3rd generation. What is going on? And, just as a thought experiment, I want to next look at what Pokemon are actually good in this game.
Yeah.
So the water type, which makes up the majority of...
No, you had it. You figured it out.
What is going on? And, just as a...
No. It's not the problem with the Pokemon and team building.
Like, it's one thing for us to clown on Gen 1 learn sets, because those were the first games.
Yes.
But we are in the 3rd generation.
Yes.
What is going on?
That's where your problem is. It's the learn sets. It's not the starters. It's not the team building. It's not the design. The learn sets in this game sucks. That's the video.
And just as a thought experiment, I want to next look at what Pokemon are actually
He figured it out.
Start with the water type, which makes
12
up
minutes
the majority
in
of this list. You've got Swampert at home, Gyarados, Tentacruel, Wailord.
Yeah, wait, can we go back?
Are actually good in this game. To start with the water type, which makes up the majority of this list, you've got Swampert at home.
That's a good joke. I like that.
Gyarados, Tentacruel,
Good.
Wailord.
Wait. Why do you have a problem?
List, you've got Swampert.
Okay, good.
Swampert at
Bad.
home.
Swampert at home.
Gyarados,
Great. Incredible. Saves, like...
Tentacruel.
Tentacruel is really cool. I really like Tentacruel. I think, again, it suffers from the moveset problems.
Wailord.
I've never used Wailord. Melodic's a gimmick.
Starmie, Lantern,
Okay.
Kingdra,
Lantern's great. Kingdra's really cool.
and
He's talking about the good Mons? Oh. I think I missed that context.
next look
Has he talked about BTS affecting how viable a Mon is? No, not yet.
what Pokemon are actually good in this game. To start with the water type,
Oh.
which makes up the majority
He's talking about the good
of
ones.
this list, you've got Swampert,
Good.
Swampert at home,
Fine.
Gyarados,
Good.
Tentacruel,
Good.
Wailord,
Yeah.
Melodic,
Yeah.
Starmie,
Yeah.
Lantern, Kingdra,
Yeah.
and Walrein.
Yeah.
That's good, except for the fact that everything after Swampert is invalidated by Swampert, but maybe Walrein. Oh,
Damn, he took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say, that's not true. Walrein has a very different playstyle. Also, no, Gyarados is not invalidated. Gyarados is cracked. Yeah. I agree. There's 3 good Mons on that list. Also, no, Volt Absorb... Wait. Am I Emerald? Am I Kaizo pilled? Does Lantern get Volt Absorb in the normal games? Or am I Kaizo pilled? But like, Swappert's good. Gyarados is amazing. Walrein is good. Lantern's good. The rest of those are kind of invalidated by how good those four are. So that makes
Outside
sense.
of the water category, things then get really bleak. You've got Guts Facade Swellow,
Yep.
Gardevoir, Breloom, Hariyama,
Uh-huh.
Aggron, Skarmory,
Uh-huh.
Manectric,
Uh-huh.
Flygon, Magneton,
Uh-huh.
and Salamence for the very end of the game.
Okay.
Was that your list, by the way? Like, that had to be at least half of the Pokemon that you always ran as a kid in Emerald. Anyway, that's like
As a
kind of it for
child,
the
yes.
genuinely good Pokemon. Like,
No.
there are some other semi-decent picks in certain scenarios,
Okay.
like Crobat, Claydol,
Crobat's amazing. Claydol's very good.
Tropius,
Crobat's fine.
Point
Tropius
that
is
most of Gen
fine.
3's good Pokemon are water type, and those ones are only good due to having decent stats plus access to Surf and probably Ice Beam. And then outside of that, there's just like not a lot of options. So, clearly we're getting to the point where type distribution is starting to become an obvious problem. And when you actually break it down,
also no Meryl on any of those lists.
it's like really funny. Okay, so not counting legendaries or post-game catches, just the actual usable Pokemon. Water
Sure.
type has 22 total unique families.
Okay.
The second most abundant type in the game is Flying and Psychic with 13. Then it's
Also, Altaria not being on that list. Altaria is great.
normal with 12, followed by Rock at 11,
Uh-huh.
and Grass at 10.
Also, Ludicolo is a great Pokemon.
Bug, Poison, and Ground all have 9 families, while Dark has a respectable 7 families, all introduced in Generation 3. So that's, fine. This then takes us down to the very, very sad tier. Fighting sees just 6 families in
Okay.
Blaziken, Breloom, Hariyama, Medicham, Machamp, and Heracross. Yeah, it was a bit of a shock to me too, but Heracross is in this game. But Electric
Yeah.
sees an even sadder roster of 6, with Electrode, Pikachu, and Magneton making up half the list. Lantern is the Johto rep, and then I refuse to count Puzzle and Minun as 2 unique Pokemon. They're so bad, I actually might argue they don't count as Pokemon at all. This is Shiny Blue Pichu and Shiny Red Pichu. But
Based. True. Based and true. Based and true. Best thing he said so far. Unbelievably based.
yeah, basically only new Hoenn Electric type is Manectric. The
No, that's not. Oh no, Lantern was Johto. No, that's right.
Fire's in an even worse spot with 5. You've got Blaze.
Yeah, the lack of fire is obnoxious, but there is nothing good. There's nothing that is good, or that fire is good for. I have never in the Nuzlocke been like, man, if only I had a fire type here, which I guess is lacking in
Blaziken,
the game
Torkoal,
design.
Camerupt,
Yep.
Ninetales, and
Canterup's good.
Magcargo, Ghosticious 4 in Shedinja, Sableye, Banette, and Dusclops.
Dusclops is the only viable option there.
Dragon sees 4 as well, but with, 3 new dragon types. I think that's actually amazing. Still,
Yes, Altaria and
4
Flygon
and
are
only
good.
3 new types is a little more disappointing, however. Worse than that, though, there is a type in Pokemon Emerald that only
But add and subtract. Fire is just bad in this game, and there's too much water. I agree with a lot of the points he's saying in the
has
type distribution.
3 members belonging to it. One of which is a legendary, which effectively takes this number down to 2. It is the Ice type, held down by nothing but Glalie and Walrein. And so, on top of poor move balance, poorly statted Pokemon, the third and final issue of team building and Pokemon balance is just in the actual distribution itself.
He's spitting facts. I agree with this. This isn't a Gen 3 issue. This is just an overall Pokemon issue. Type distribution has always been skewed. Yeah, I agree.
These 3 things sort of come
But-
together, and it makes Emerald like this just purely uniform experience where every single kid remembers having a Thunderbolt Gardevoir. The problem
Yeah. And that's cool.
being is that if you ever try to use a Pokemon that you actually just like and it's not one of the good 10, you just have a very bad time. And even
No, you don't. Mighty Anna, we bring Mighty Anna to so many fights in the Nuzlocke. What other weird things, like, what other weird Pokemon do we bring into battles? Like, He doesn't mention Ludicolo. He doesn't mention Mightyena, Intimidate. He doesn't mention... Like, there is more than 10. The Tropius, like, just... I don't know. I'd argue that if you look at how many Mons know a move of a type instead of which ones have that typing assigned, it'd be way more balanced. That also makes sense. Followed by a good Pokemon, though. Yeah, I don't actually know. I'm just guessing. I would be interested to do that calculation.
Just like, and it's not one of the good 10.
You can do
just have
that.
a very bad time.
You could do that. Alpharad literally just did a video about this.
Even worse is all these issues kind of come together to make another big problem in the game, which is the actual opponent teams. Part 4, Gym Leaders. Roxanne is the game's first gym leader, who some may say specializes in...
Okay, let's go over this. This section, I feel like the only relevant information is that the move pools in this game are dog shit, which we all know, and I agree with. And also, the type distribution isn't that great, and it's very water skewed. And there's a lot of water in the game. But also, like Timborn said, that's not a Pokemon. That's not an Emerald problem, that's a Pokemon problem. He kind of yapped a lot about the starters and actually good Pokemon. And like, as a challenge runner, it's like, no, you could create interesting teams if you put restrictions on yourself. So yeah.
Gym
Zomboy, hello, what's up? Welcome to the stream.
leaders.
I mean, they need a big pool of water mons to make the fishing not suck. Yeah, that's true. Got the Ashfit on, kinda fire. I agree. It's kinda fire. I used to rod and always pull up Magikarp. Blow, yeah.
Roxanne is the game's first gym leader, who some may say specializes in rock type. However, it's hard to tell, as this may in fact just be the Geodude gym. Rustboro features 8 Pokemon, and of which 7 are Geodude. Now overall, Emerald did do a really good job of revamping Ruby Sapphire's gym leader teams. With Roxanne though, they just gave her another Geodude. And so as far as building an interesting roster goes, Roxanne's a bit of a problem. And guys, it's important to remember here, it's not Geodude's fault, but actually Game Freak's. Many rock-type members of Hoenn just simply aren't suited for the first gym. Relicanth, Corsola, Magcargo, Lunatone, and Solrock are all single-stage rock types that have way too high stats. There are, however, still some better options than Geodude. There's Rock Steel Aeron, who is still weak to water and fighting. There's Rhyhorn, which hardly has better stats than Geodude and never appears in the game. And you've also got the 2 fossils, Lileep and Anorith, who's, by the way, bug type and grass type second typing. Like, that would have been so cool, you know.
Don't put the fossils in the first gym. Disagree with that. Steel in the first gym is evil. I agree. But he's also right. They should have just designed another rock type for Jiraxan.
You know, because then you couldn't just spam a water or a grass move. Crazy. But no, they just did Geodude. Now, I will say that
It's the first gym, man. It's the first gym. It's supposed to be easy. Also, putting Aeron in the first gym, I think is cool. I like that idea.
that Nosepass is certainly a step up from Gen 1's Onyx, and I do think it provides a genuine challenge. So for the first gym, this is certainly not a nothing fight. It is somewhat engaging, and despite my
I think you should wait until digging them up to see what the fossils are. I agree.
criticism, I still think it's good enough because it's the first gym to go into the B tier.
Yeah. Don't put... I feel like he contradicts himself here, but that's fine. It's the first gym leader. Geodude, Nosepass, Rhyhorn. That'd be cool. I like that gym. 2 Geodudes, I agree, is a little annoying. Gen 1 first gym was spam water moves. Gen 9 version is spam fire moves. First gym just meant to be like that.
The
Yeah,
second
yeah.
gym leader Brawley has a team
They should have given her 6 mega
consisting of
agrons. No,
Machop,
no.
Meditite, and Makuhita, which
Yeah,
are
this
the
is
game's
good.
only 2 new first stage fighting types.
Yeah.
With 2 of the 4 available fighting types being final stage evolutions, we see ourselves in another weird kind of Roxanne situation. Right? Imagine this as like a Gym 6 fight with a Breloom, Heracross. Would have been a lot cooler. Now, despite this though, I am still pretty satisfied with
Right. Not all of them can be Gym 9, though.
what Brawley brings. Bulk up is his main strategy, and it's the first instance of many Emerald trainers with stat boosting moves, which means that this is the first time the player faces a serious threat of wiping. Now, it's unfortunate that the meta type does absolutely nothing because it just spams Focus Punch, but
That is a little bit annoying. I think the AI should have not spammed Focus Punch.
I think Makuhita is enough to still bring the heat and make this a relatively interesting fight. Biggest issues with Brawley is actually the junior trainers, parties, and lack of XP. The only thing in this gym are the 3 Pokemon on his team, and if you fight everyone, which you definitely need to, there is very little XP still between him and Roxanne. Overall, Brawley manages to be a strong
I have nothing to say about that point. Just use candies, bro.
yet fair gym leader though, so I would put him in the A tier. Now, Watson sees a big upgrade from his original Surge 2.0 team,
Yes.
but this comes with other problems. Now, I've just decided to throw a random tier list into this video. You know, it's a ranking every gym leader video too, a little extra value. But I should just preface, like, this tier list, this ranking, you know, it's all about, like, what fight is fun? To me, fun is just a thing of like, is it engaging enough that I have to really think, and thinking, am I rewarded for my decisions? Difficulty is very important in the fun components, but there's fair difficulty and unfair difficulty. And as soon as something starts to feel unfair, it becomes very unfun. Watson is an example of a gym leader that is difficult, but not fun. First,
What? What? We just spent the first 12 minutes of this video whining that Mudkip is the only viable starter. And you cannot then turn around and say that Watson is difficult. Hear him out? I will hear him out.
the Voltorb has self-destruct, like 6 levels before it actually learns it.
Cool.
And with such high speed, it's just very likely to wreck one of your Pokemon. Now,
Yeah, plan around it.
the first Manectric is totally fine, but the next absurd thing is Magneton. It's incredibly underleveled for its Evo, and it isn't even the gym's ace. Now, I get that Manectric should be evolved. This is the 3rd gym. We probably want a final stage evolution, but why do you give that to Magneton as well? Manectric is very strong, and if you don't have a ground or grass
What?
type, the only Pokemon which can take more than 2 hits from its Shockwave is a level 24 Hariyama. And that just sort of makes us beg the question, why is this team so strong? Well, this team is probably so strong because of Mudkip.
Okay, yes, correct.
Even with so many strong Pokemon, Marshtomp can just sweep. With Marshtomp,
Yeah.
or Geodude for that matter, this gym is really easy. The problem is that without a ground type, it is absurdly hard. And there's nothing in the area that you can catch to make it easier. Instead, you have to go all the way back to Dewford Cave and pick up a level 8 Geodude. To me, this all works together to create what is a very bad gym leader experience. Under a very specific set of circumstances, it is incredibly easy. Unfortunately, though not
I'm gonna
rewarding.
hear 'em
in
out,
its ease.
but I have
And
a lot.
outside of that, it's just unfairly balanced for the point that you are in the game. So for all these reasons, I would actually put Watson in the D tier. Fortunately,
Okay, no. No, wrong. I don't want to be on your face. Zomboy, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. I appreciate it. Okay,
all the way back to do
okay. He did get there eventually. This team gets bodied by Mudkip. And I don't think that's a great thing that it gets bodied by Mudkip. The fact that you could just use Mudkip through that whole gym and win is a little bit obnoxious, and I understand his point from there. Um, but also, you're not shit out of luck if you don't have that the Marstomp. Just go get Marstomp at that point. Go just the fun thing about Pokemon for me when I was a child is that backtracking. Is that like I am struggling with this. Let me go back and let me see what I can do. Let me go forward and see if I can catch something stronger in ahead of where I am, and then come back maybe and like exploring the Pokemon universe and exploring the map of Emerald was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. But then he says go all the way back. Like that's part of the fun, in my opinion. Is like, let me go back to that cave and let me try catching a Geodude, because I know that Geodude is ground type. And also, there's a Hariyama in that fight. Also, there's a Hariyama in that cave. I should try to catch that Hariyama as well, and then train those guys up. And that would be really cool, because the Hariyama can take down the Magneton with the fighting type moves, and then the Geodude has magnitude and has the ground type, so it would be immune there. And it's like it's a good puzzle to solve. I don't think it's like if it's difficult, but you just complained about Roxanne being dog shit easy because you could just spam water type moves. But the fact that you can spam ground type moves through Watson and make it dog shit easy is bad as well. But the fact that you can't do that is also bad. I don't understand what the point is. Like, Dark Souls is fun and rewarding because it's the most extreme version of like trial and error. What the hell? Like, Dark Souls is fun because it is a extreme version of the trial and error process, and it's super fun to finally win that. And like Watson and like gym leaders in general, in like on a much smaller scaled down version, is that same like as a kid you wipe to Watson and you're like, whoa, Watson's strong, this is crazy. And then you're like, okay, I'm gonna try to figure this out. At least as a kid, that's what I did. So it can't be a bad thing that Watson and Roxanne can be spammed with single type moves and win. And the alternative is it being a challenge and you actually having to team build also can't be bad. Both of those things can't be bad, because then how do you win? I don't know. It's such a weird thought process to me. You got to remember, people don't have access to infinite rare candies. Not you're out of luck, but it's a lot more difficult than I feel like it needs to be. Right, but we're on the third gym. I feel like the third gym should ramp up a little bit. Failure, adaptation, success is what makes it fun. I agree. Gym leaders as a concept are useless if you could just sweep them all no matter what. I agree. Is grinding a new Pokemon because you didn't know the next gym was going to be... It was in the time the Gen 3 came. Yeah, like as a kid, like as a 12-year-old, I'm running on my way to school. I'm running around in the tall grass fighting Pokemon. I'm running around and fighting every single gym leader I can, or every single trainer I can. And then I hand my mom the Game Boys when I go to school. And then I come back from school and I do my homework. And then I get on the Game Boy and go, okay, I'm gonna try Watson again. And then I go and I go and I play Watson. Or you're an adult playing on a ROM hack, or you're playing on an emulator, and if you don't want to do the time, just get candies. Either we're adults playing on a ROM hack and you should get candies, or we're 12-year-olds and you're a 12-year-old, so everything is fun. You kill every trainer and realize your team isn't strong enough. Yeah, and then you like train, and then you train your Pokemon in the tall grass. And then you're like, oh, finally. And then it feels so good to be like, oh, fighting type is good against that Magneton, so I can actually use the fighting type. Or Blaziken is good against that type. Learning the type coverage is fun. That's a very general statement. Wait, what was? I don't think you remember the grind. I enjoyed the grind as like a 12-year-old. Because me and like my friends would grind together while like someone else, I don't know. I have a very different connotation and experience with like the grind as like a kid. But let's keep going. I disagree with his Watson take. Pokemon isn't a story game. You are meant to move from one plot point to the next, occasionally breaking it up with a battle. I don't, because it feels tedious. That's fair. The grind is a major part of the gameplay. Yeah. It's like it's an RPG. I don't know. Let's see what else he's got to say.
What is a very bad gym leader experience. Under a very specific set of circumstances, it is incredibly easy. Unfortunately, though, not rewarding in its ease. And outside of that, it's just unfairly balanced for the point that you are in the game. So for all of these reasons, I would actually put Watson in the D tier.
I just don't agree.
Emerald manages to come back with Flannery, showing some of the best fights in the game.
I disagree. Flannery is boring. There's 22 water types, and you just spam the water type moves. Flannery is arguably one of the worst gym leaders.
Flannery features a really cool sun weather team. What's so great about it is it's before the game's water options really open up. Her team feels genuine.
No, it doesn't. Pelipper, Marshtomp, Azumarill, Gyarados, Tentacruel. You can also bring the ground types are also weak to water. So we bring Numel, we bring Marshtomp, we bring Geodude. No. Incorrect.
And she uses a unique strategy which can be overcome in many different ways. Marshtomp, Azumarill, Pelipper, and Tentacruel are
Literally just what I said.
all solid water options, but there is, again, not an overabundance, and more importantly, no surf. There's also other non-water options to help, like Torkoal, Numel, and Geodude.
Literally all of the things I just said. I should let the guy talk.
And you have been given a Rock Tomb TM, so it's not like you have absolutely no answers against her. It's similarly difficult to Watson, but the thing is that it provides many more ways to win. The Sun plus Flannery's White Herb Torkoal makes her very threatening, but
No. The White Orb Torkoal is threatening.
there are many readily available options of how to play around it. It's a very rewarding gym, and so she's the first of 4 trainers that I would place in the S tier. And
I don't understand where this guy is coming from. He has said the same thing 3 times and put all of them in different categories.
following her up is Norman, who is once
Norman is the best gym leader in this game by far.
again an incredibly hard challenge that has many
Yes.
ways to beat him. First
Yes.
of all, I love the team. The inclusion of both family members, Slacking and Vigoroth, actually makes sense here, as they feel like genuinely different Pokemon. Linux,
Because they are.
Belly Drum, and even Linda the Spinda somehow manages to feel at home here. Now, with
Yes.
670 base stats, Slacking is obviously the terrifying member of the group, but the key thing is that its truant ability makes it a very unique challenge. Brute forcing your way through this fight is very tough, so you need to think outside outside the box.
Yeah,
There's
don't
a
brute
strategy
force
that
it.
involves having a Pokemon use Protect on Slacking's turn, and then they attack on Slacking's Truant turn. You can also pull off a similar strategy with the Desert Pokemon that knows Dig. There's even crazier stuff like using Golbat to land Confuse Ray, then Double Team, and finally Bite flinching to just destroy his chances of hitting you. Sure, you could say Norman isn't that interesting because you can just cheese him with Protect. The difference in Norman and Watson is that the way to beat Watson is just to pick the good starter. That is really simple. That
No. Or build a team. Or do the trial and error and build the team. Sure, just picking the good starter makes sense, but like if you're, I don't know.
doesn't take any thought whatsoever. But let's be honest.
No, it doesn't.
How
That's
many
fine.
of us were smart enough at 12 to think of using Protect strats? That's really the key difference in why Norman works so well and Watson doesn't.
I mean, not to brag, but like me, I used Protect on Norman.
Norman is another just banging fight. I gotta send him to the S tier.
I do agree, though, Norman is very good. You can't just use a fighting type against Norman because, like, the Treant, the Slacking is scarier than the Vigoroth, I mean, is scarier than the Slaking. So I'm not sure why he talked about the Slaking so much. Like, Vigoroth has insane stats, just like Slacking, but it doesn't have Truant, and it has Slash, which has high critical hit ratios on Slash, with still crazy amounts of damage. The Vigoroth is scarier. Teeter Dance is annoying, where you either have to do switch strats or you have to use a berry slot for a confusion healing berry, which I think is interesting. The Lanoon Belly Drum, if you don't just hit it right away, can sweep a Slash again. I think he is correct, and that Norman is a S tier gym leader. I agree.
6 gym leader.
I think he's confusing Mudkip being good with every other water type being useless. I think I don't agree with his Watson evaluation. I think him trying to relate everything back to Watson is what's getting me. Do you think that your Nuzlocke ways get in the way of accurate critique of the game? No, because I also played these games as a child. But also, like, maybe sometimes
Leader Winona is unfortunately a step back, however. To start, her Swablu lead gives players free reign to set up, and it's especially frustrating when you realize it
let's keep
was
going.
swapped from Swellow in Ruby and Sapphire. Even worse, Tropius shares a 4 times ice weakness with Altaria, and its Sunny Day works against her Water Pelipper, which is of course the next Pokemon out. Pelipper also just kind of sucks with Water Gun and Protect with no stall strats. Skarmory is a solid member.
I agree. What? Hello, welcome to the stream, Samuel. Say one if you want him to say gat. What? You could play the games different ways and still have valid takes on them. Play styles are a real thing. Yeah.
Of the team, but it's really Altaria that carries here. Dragonance
Oh,
Altaria
yeah.
is a threat, but it's just not enough for this point in the game. The last 2 gyms have featured these really cool fights that are more than just a mono-type challenge. They bring a seriously unique addition to the fight, and all Winona has is a Pokemon that can set up and sweep you, which, you know, is like Gym 2 energy. I feel like what this gym really needs is like Tailwind or something, but especially coming off those
Tailwind doesn't... Wait, does Tailwind exist in Gen 3?
last 2
No.
fights. You know, the bar has been set. Winona, you don't reach the bar. To the C tier you go. From here, though, we've got Tate and Liza, and oh boy.
Wait, we're not going to talk about Winona? Is that all we're talking about Winona? The Swablu is a joke. I think they should take the Swablu out. Tropius is an interesting thing because it sets up Sunny Day Solar Beam. Pelipper is a bit of a joke as well. Skarmory's interesting. I feel like, again, all of these mons are interesting and could be pretty cool and could be interesting. Excuse me, could be interesting, but all of their movesets are bad. So it all comes back to the problem that the movesets are bad. Also, the Altaria is terrifying. He did not spend enough time. Like, Dragon Dance is scary. It's like, yeah, Dragon Dance is scary. Dragon Dance is terrifying. Dragon Dance Earthquake, it just sweeps everything. And then you Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace never missing, so you can't do double team strats. Dragon Breath does a lot of damage on stab. Just going like... just setting up and sweeping is really Gen 2 energy. I don't know, man. Are we comparing them to banger fights? I think that Flannery is a bad fight. And I think that Norman is one of the best fights in the game. And I think that Winona could have been one of the better fights in the game, but it just doesn't live up to the hype because of the movesets. But Altaria is terrifying. And him just going, she just sets up Dragon Dance and sweeps. It's like, yeah. Yeah, that's terrifying. If you can't two-shot it, what do? If you don't two-shot the Altaria, it'll Earthquake your life away. So you have to plan for it to not Earthquake your life away. Which then Gyarados comes into play. But Gyarados doesn't get good moves yet. It doesn't have Dragon Breath. So you think about putting the Thunderbolt TM on Gyarados. Because Gyarados is flying type and doesn't get hit by the Earthquake. There's genuinely interesting decisions to be made around the Altaria. Though the rest of her team is bad. Now that I'm saying it, I think it does belong in C tier.
With Altaria, and its Sunny Day works against her water Pelipper, which is of course the next Pokemon. Pelipper also sucks with water gun.
He said Gem 2 energy.
With no spell strats. Skarmory is a solid member of the team, but it's really Altaria that carries here. Dragon Dance Altaria is a threat, but it's just not enough for this point in the game. The last
I disagree.
Two gyms have featured these really cool fights that are more than just a
We are comparing them to banger fights.
Mono-type challenge.
Wait, I don't know. What do you mean? We are comparing them to banger fights. He said Gym 2 energy. Yeah, he did. I don't know. I think this is fine. I think Winona is fine.
Challenge. They bring a seriously unique addition to the fight, and all Winona has is a Pokemon that can set up and sweep you, which, is like Gym 2 energy. I feel like what this gym really needs is like Tailwind or something, but especially coming off those last two fights, the bar has been
Tailwind wouldn't do anything.
Set.
It just makes him faster.
Winona, you don't reach the bar. To the C tier you go.
She's B tier. She's
Oh
fine.
boy, do things pick up. So, first major double battle of the game, and Game Freak is just like gloves off. We're going as competitive as we possibly can. Is it a little bit too much? There's a case to be made for it. But if you're kind of tracking the difficulty curve from like Brawly to Flannery to Norman, this is kind of the next logical step. This fight goes so hard. I have been wrecked by Tate and Liza so many times, but it's good. It's fun. Like, I have so many options to deal with these people, and I'm losing because I'm bad, not because it's unfair. Okay.
I think you're losing to Watson because you're bad as well.
Guys, you gotta let me gush for just like 30 seconds. Right, we start the fight. It's a Claydol Xatu lead. Flying type Xatu goes for the Calm Mind setup, while Claydol sends off an Earthquake that only affects your side. This just sets the stage so well, it's instantly tense where you're like, gotta make a decision of which one I'm gonna kill. Am I gonna let Xatu just set up and absolutely destroy me? Because if I don't want that to happen, I'm gonna have to keep taking Earthquakes to the face. And whichever one you choose to take out is still scary, because it's either Lunatone next or Solrock. Lunatone runs Light Screen, Calm Mind, and Hypnosis, so while it is walled by a Dark type, it can still really help out this team. So
Dark type doesn't exist in this game. The only dark move is Bite. There is no dark types walling this gym. It does not matter. There is no dark types walling this gym.
Solrock, on the other hand, can set Sun
That's probably why you're losing.
to nerf Water. By the way, spamming Surf is probably one of your best options for this fight. It's just
we were gonna get
such
there.
a well-crafted fight. It makes me question why all Emerald fights couldn't be this fun. Probably obvious, but once again, it's another S tier. One,
You didn't gush at all. There's so much more to talk about. He wall dark types definitely exist. The fuck are you on? He walls Lunatone are even listening? Yeah, wait, what?
to happen, I'm gonna have to keep taking earthquakes to the face. And you know, whichever one, you light screen, calm mind, and hypnosis. So while it is walled by a dark type, it can still really help out.
Oh, the Zatu. I was thinking he was talking about the Lunatone. I don't care. What is happening? Okay. I thought he was talking about Lunatone. Wait, is he talking about Zatu or Lunatone? Wait, there is not... No, the problem with dark type moves is because there's no good dark... The problem with dark types is the physical special split hasn't happened yet. So all of the good dark type moves are physical. Like it's bite. Fake tears, flatter, knockoff is good, but it's physical. Memento, snatch, taunt, torment. It's literally knockoff and bite. That too, that doesn't mean they're unusable. Right, they're not unusable, but there's just better strategies. Like you said, just spam surf. The biggest... I agree that this is an S tier fight, but also if you just have six... If you just have 6 water types and you don't care about losing Pokemon, like it's not a Nuzlocke, then you just spam surf the whole thing. You have 6 water types and you spam surf. And you lead Gyarados Pelipper because both of them are not affected by Earthquake. And then one of them just gets sacrificed to the Ancient Power to get off a surf. And then if you really want, you could bring an electric type. Or not an electric type. What else is good against flying? I don't know. He said what the problem with this gym is. If you're not doing any type of challenge. Just bring 6 Pokemon with Surf and click Surf every single turn. You will win. Though the team is really interesting and the team is really cool. And I think he's spitting facts about the Sunny Day, Earthquake is scary, Calm Mind is good, the Sunny Day Solar Beam on Solrock is interesting, Hypnosis Calm Mind on Lunatone is really cool. And I agree, he's spitting facts there, but also just bring 6 water types, lead with the 2 flying water types, and then spam surf.
This team, Solrock on one of your best options for this fight. It's just such a spamming surf is probably one of your best options for this fight.
There you go, you just said it.
Just such a
And what's the difference between spamming surf and spamming mudshot on Watson? Like I don't know where he's going.
crafted fight.
It
makes
is
me
well
question
crafted.
why all Emerald fights couldn't be this fun. Probably obvious.
They are all that fun. Watson, you just spam the ground type move. And if you don't spam the ground type move, then it's interesting and an interesting puzzle to solve. Against Tate and Liza, just spam surf. But if you don't spam surf, it's so interesting and it's an S tier. It's the same argument. I think we're going too deep because not everyone has Mudshot Marshtomp. Right, but this guy said that if you don't pick Mudshot Marshtomp, then you're stupid.
But once again, it's another S tier. Juan is a little different though. So in Pokemon Emerald,
Juan's a joke.
Wallace, the
I think we're
8
gonna
Junior
agree
Pokemon
on this.
Sapphire moves to champion, and his mentor Juan, who is also a water specialist, fills the slot. Now, before we even get looking to the team, this is just a huge problem. You've got the third Elite Four member Glacio with 3 water members. You've now got a water champion, considering also that Team Aqua is in this section of the game, and now you've got a water 8th gym leader. Water is just bloated, and I'm a little sponge, and I'm just waterlogged. I can't take any more water than this, and honestly, Juan, okay, this is stupid. Let's just get into it. I think my least favorite thing outside of Juan's water bloat is that he doesn't even have a unique or compelling team. Like, how can you make an argument that this is anything but a collection of 5 randomly chosen Pokemon? Like, I think people want to say that this is a contest-based team. Here's the thing, Juan. This is a Pokemon battle. Okay, so Juan has a Love Disc to set, which is hilarious, but this is his one unique Pokemon. Whiscash is seen on Wallace's team, Crawdad is on Sydney's, there's 2 Celios on Glacia's, and Drake has a Kingdra. There was just no way that Juan could have worked. Because you have a water champion, you simply can't make the water 8th gym leader compelling. He's not gonna get the Pokemon that you want to give him, and he has to be noticeably worse. Otherwise, he would outshine the champion. Yet despite this, I still have a whole other paragraph of issues with Juan. Let's talk about the Kingdra in the room. With only a dragon weakness, double team, and rest, Juan's Kingdra is really hard to kill. Especially with that Chesto Berry to instantly wake up on the first rest. This is a cooked oat ace. And if that was it, I would genuinely say, fine. Well, at least he's got one good Pokemon. The problem, though, is not Kingdra double teaming twice and then healing up with rest. See, Juan has 2 hyper potions, and it's the instances where you have to then whittle Kingdra's health down 3 more times while it has a 25% chance to be hit after 6 double teams. Remember I was saying, like, I want to have fun in Pokemon? Not fun. Not a good time. Unfortunately, this little mishmash of stuff going on kind of results in it being my least favorite fight in the entire game. I hate Juan so much that I will go out of my way to just pick up a random Gyarados from a Super Rod, spam Dragon Dance 6 times on the Love Disc, and just sweep. Because otherwise, I'm just gonna have a bad time. And it's not even like it's the major water trainer, so I'm not even missing out on a good time. It's so stupid. Look, here's the key points. Emerald's Gym as a whole.
Okay. Is he done with Juan?
Water 8th gym has to be this. I still have Kingdra in the room. With only a
He's spitting. This gym leader sucks. I have no notes. You cannot have a good gym leader that is water and then also have a good champion that is water type. He is spitting straight facts. I have no notes. Besides the fact that just toxic the Kingdra before it double teams. And after it uses rest, just toxic. Just use toxic stall strats. If you're having a problem, just toxic stall the Kingdra. Or pick up a random Gyarados. Why aren't you using Gyarados through the whole game? You don't need to go pick up a random Gyarados. Catch a Gyarados in Dewford Town before the first gym. Those are my only notes. But Juan is awful. I agree. Yeah, reaction content is cool and all, but your boy's finally going back to work after 3 months. Hell yeah. Congrats. That's awesome, Tibor. Congratulations. Magikarp is annoying to evolve. You have to switch train it. I agree. I super agree. But if you have the knowledge that that is the way that you should win the game, then do that. There we go. I brute forced it because grinding was gonna take too long. That's fair. I agree. Kingdra's rough. This gym sucks. Just toxic stall it. Like, it's not that difficult. There's a couple of good grass types in the game as well as a couple of good electric types. Like, sure. I hear people's opinions on popular games, Lamar. You cannot enjoy a title without it being shit. Oh, yeah.
Dragon weakness, double team, and rest. Once Kingdra is really hard.
Oh, wait, I already watched this.
Is where you have to then whittle Kingdra's
Yeah, why do you have the
health.
It's fine.
Not fun. Not to just pick up a random Gyarados from a super. I hate one so much that I will go.
This sentiment is crazy to me.
Isn't it being my least favorite fight in the
I agree.
entire game? I hate one so much that I will go out of my way to just pick up a random Gyarados from a Super Rod, spam Dragon Dance 6 times on the Love Disc, and just sweep. Because otherwise, I'm just gonna have a bad time. And
You solved it. You figured out the strat. Why isn't it a Gyarados by like Gym 3 or Gym 4 though? Because you could pick it up in Dewford Town. Just, I don't understand this. I don't get this one. I agree. Same facial expression. Pick up the Gyarados. I don't get it. He figured it out. He spam Dragon Dance and then sweep. You win. You did it. It's not fun. It's not pretty. And Juan sucks. And it's really obnoxious. But like, you can toxic stall it. You can do that. But why don't you have the Gyarados beforehand? Well, duh. Not everything is perfect, but it's fun talking about the flaws. I agree. I mean, Emerald and Pokemon as a whole is objectively good, and it has overwhelmingly high praise from the majority of the community, and is one of the best-selling games ever. Yeah, that's how he's ranking them. He wants the fights to be fun and entertaining. I agree. Saying it's bad because you have a personal beef is very close-minded. This guy in the beginning of the video said he really likes Emerald. So, like, that's not his problem. But also, I just find it funny. Like, just... God, at the last... God, I'm going to have to go all the way back to the 2nd gym, and I'm at the 8th gym and pick up a Gyarados. Ugh. Why don't you have Gyarados before that? Get Gyarados at the beginning of the game.
It's not even like it's the major water trainer, so like I'm not even missing out on a good time. It's just, it's so stupid. Look,
I
here's the
agree.
points.
I don't
Emerald's
like
Gym as a whole
Juan.
are a very mixed bag. They're at
Yes.
their best when their monotype strategy is accentuated with a second unique defining experience.
Okay.
You know, a fire team in the sun, a competitive psychic double battle, or
I like
simply
it.
just a grossly strong normal Pokemon that can only attack every second turn.
No, that's not the scary one. The Vigoroth is the scary one.
Emerald's gyms are at its worst when it's featuring bland, uncohesive teams or
How is that not a bland? Okay, I think my major hangup with his analysis, I agree with a lot of what he's saying. My major hangup on his entire analysis is Watson is not a bad gym fight. Watson is absolutely not a bad gym fight. Worst take in this video. Watson is a very good gym fight. I didn't use Gyarados when I was playing. That's fair. I mean, it's good. You should get it. It's a cool dragon, man. I wasn't here for the first like 10 minutes of the video. Its title really makes a man think it's hating Emerald vid. It definitely, the title is definitely to get people to click. So like, no fault to him there. That's what the YouTube game's about. But in the beginning, he was like, I care so much because I love Emerald. So
providing the player with just an unfair and frustrating challenge. The gym's
it's not unfair though. I just disagree with his take on Watson.
attempt to set a precedent of extremely powerful teams with really the first instance of genuinely competitive movesets. Unfortunately, not every fight can live up to that standard, and there
Movesets
are
are
even
bad.
worse situations than with the gym leaders. Part 5. Team Aqua and Team Magma. Despite my criticism, the Emerald Gym League at least manages to almost always be interesting. This cannot be said
Sure.
for Team Aqua or Magma. We first fight an Aqua Grunt in Petalburg Woods, and it's a nice introduction. We then see Aqua again in Slateport, and it's nothing crazy, but, you know, still the early game. From there, it's Mount Chimney, where we're introduced to Team Magma, and we get an Admin and Maxi fight here, which is the first inklings of anything serious. Next, it's the Weather Institute with Admin Shelly and just 2 Pokemon. And see, if I look at the challenge that these sets of teams provide, and, you know, compared to, say, Ruby and Sapphire Gen 2 or Gen 1, it's an improvement, but compared to the challenge that gym leaders are providing at this point, these fights are nothing. And it's the next 4 and final segments, because I think there's 4, they're forgettable. But anyway, it's the last stretch of the team arcs that are garbage. Because through the corridors and walkways of the Space Center, Aqua Hideout, Magma Hideout, and finally Seafloor Cavern, the grunts are garbage. It's like every corner you're running into Zubats and Poochyenas 15 levels past their evolution. And it's really interesting because this kind of relates back to type distribution. As we stated before, there's only 5 fire families in the game. Now, Blaziken is a starter, so that can't be featured. Torkoal is Gym Leader Ace, so that's out too. But for some reason, Magcargo and Ninetales just don't want to appear. As for more ground-focused Pokemon, it's really just Baltoy. And outside of that, the only other Pokemon
What about Numble?
featured in any Magma fight whatsoever is from the Zubat and Poochyenna line. And if you're expecting Team Aqua to be any better, it's actually worse. Despite the 22 water
Why is it doing this? Close these fucking things.
any Magma fight whatsoever is from the Zubat and Poochyenna line. And if you're expecting Team Aqua to be any better, it's actually worse. Despite the 22 water families in this game, the only Pokemon families which appear on Aqua teams are Poochyenna, Zubat, Carvana, and 1 single Wailmer on a random grunt. And
That's
again, that is
I didn't
every
know
grunt,
that.
every admin, and Archie. 3 Pokemon for the whole team, and basically 5
Archie has Sharpedo.
Pokemon for both groups together. Like, I guess on top of just some bad type distribution, it was about them not wanting to make some Pokemon appear
There's literally a Sharpedo right there. Unless he was saying families. Unless he was saying Pokemon evolution lines. 5 Pokemon evolution lines.
evil, but it's like, dude, Aqua could easily have run, I don't know, Gyarados, Golduck, Tentacruel, maybe Crawdont. Same can be said for Magma. Where is Geodude, Sandshrew, Trapinch, Claydol, Rhydon, Donphan, Magcargo? There's so many stylistically appropriate choices here, but instead the evil team sections of the game do nothing but destroy Emerald's pacing. The grunts are utterly useless, and the major fights just don't have the weight to really make the segment rewarding. Like, both Maxie and Archie's teams only have 3 Pokemon, and it's of course Crobat and Mightyena, and then either Sharpedo or Camerupt. They have the best music in the game and couldn't even make good teams in the 3rd title. Just send them to the F tier. Part 6.
I have no notes. No notes. Everything about the grunt fights in every single Pokemon game of all time ever is bad. He hit the nail on the head with that one. Revolutionary take here. The enemy teams are the evil teams are always bad. I wish for a good evil team. Then you should play Gen 5. Gen 5 is the only Pokemon game with an interesting and compelling story with interesting and compelling narratives. And it has good writing. Just play Gen 5. Everything else is bad. And I do also want to go back and mention something that he says here that I think he could have emphasized more.
Nothing but destroy Emerald's pacing. The grunts are utterly useless, and the major fights just...
This fight... Where is it?
Nothing but destroy Emerald's pacing. The grunts are utterly useless, and the major...
This fight should have been so much better. The whole point of this is that Archie isn't fighting you. He's not fighting you. He's dodging you. He isn't fighting you, but he's intimidating you. He's threatening you. He's sending his admins after you. And then when you finally fight him, after the entire game has happened, and you're in front of Kyogre, and he's been dodging you the whole game, and you finally get to fight Archie. His team is dog shit. This is a unbelievably missed opportunity. And I agree. Everything he says about the evil teams is correct. No notes. F- tier. Awful. The only interesting fight, even at all, is sometimes during the Nuzlocke, Maxi 2 is challenging. Totally agree with this.
To the F tier.
Yeah, I played Gen 5 up to the normal gen is because the emulator started lagging after that. Oh, that's annoying. I am very slowly. Yes. And the one Whalmer grunt is based as fuck. I super agree. But yeah, Gen 5 is great. Gen 5 is the only good enemy team, literally ever, in the entire series.
Part 6. The Rival. Arguably the only part of this game that feels more...
Wait, is he complaining about the rival?
To the F tier. Part 6. The Rival. Arguably the only part of this game that feels more half-baked than the evil teams are the game's rivals, Brendan or May. Now, outside of being helpful and actually kind, the game's rivals fill a very similar role in the early game. Follow the classic pick which Strider is strong against yours trope and provide some early game fights. It's as the game goes on that the rival starts to get a little different. Like, check out this team. It's what from about halfway through the game. Does Anything look weird to you? Well, this was actually a little trick, because the team you're seeing on screen is actually the rival's final fight. This team is fought after getting 6 badges, and is the climactic finale to your rival. 4 Pokemon and an unevolved starter as an optional battle in Lily Cove. Now, I know what you're going to say. The rival's character arc is supposed to show them growing out of battling and getting more interested in completing their Pokedex. And it's true, after this fight, they basically say they're not really interested in battling and they're gonna head back home. Personally, I think this is an admirable and appropriate direction to take with this rival, but despite that, I do think it still leaves a lot to be desired. Not even getting to see the final stage evolution is very sad, and it's not the only case where their team is badly designed. Did you know that there's actually an error, like a genuine mistake on one of these teams? If May is your rival and you went with Torchic, she has a Torkoal in the Rustboro fight. For this point in the game, Torkoal is incredibly strong.
Wait,
the fight
really?
after this and forever on, she's got Slugma, and Torkoal never appears again. That is a genuine error. Look, people love to
How is that an error? Does he think that it's supposed to be swapped?
clown on Gen 2, but one thing you could say is there's at least no cases of like a genuine team error. And you know, one that probably caused a lot of players to wipe back in the day. So overall,
What? What's your proof? What is the proof that that was an error? I don't... Cut this part out of the video. He said nothing.
overall, the main rival is pretty uninteresting, but I can understand that this isn't totally without reason. And that's because the game is trying to set up another character to then become your true rival. Wally starts the game as a brand new Pokemon trainer, not much different from the player. He mirrors us and has an arc which ultimately places him as the big main challenge before the league. It's trying to be a very compelling story. He picks up a Ralts and is then seen struggling as a beginner trainer when we battle him outside the Mauville Gym. He then evolves his Ralts into Gardevoir, picks up an Altaria, Delcadia, Roselia, and Magneton, beats all the gyms and goes on to reach Evergrande City and challenges for a second gym gala.
Charcoal. Shush.
Victory Road. Sorry, did you
Cite the source.
miss that? Because, yeah, me too. So look, it's clear what they were going for, but it all happens a little sudden. The very start of the game introduces our classic rival, but this time there is a slight twist of them not being a jerkbag. The rival does fight you, but it's clear that they're not as gung-ho as battling as the last two. They have other interests, they move on from battling, and this kind of goes to support the whole idea that it's not always about training if you don't want to, and that you can go catch Pokemon and it's all good. But see, it's not instantly obvious that this is where it's going, and so there is a fake out here. This is the third rival we've seen, so they go for something different. Brendan or May are not your rival, but instead it's that random trainer that you thought was just part of the catching tutorial. And while not becoming champion level twist cool, I honestly think that this is a great idea. The problem is just that it's not handled very well. The rival doesn't have any grand exits. In my experience, it just kind of felt like they fade and are then forgotten. Wally then showing up as the final rival fight in Victory Road could have still made for a good replacement, but the moment lacks oomph for two reasons. The first is that Wally's team just isn't that good. Roselia and Delcadia are kind of tragic, and Altaria and Magneton get wrecked by 4x weaknesses. Considering how hard some of the gyms are, and that Wally actually caps lower than 1, the fight does fall pretty flat, but more importantly, I just don't think Wally appears enough for him to really be cemented as a main character in the story. He's seen twice and only fought once before the big final showdown. I remember playing Sapphire for the first time as a kid and not even knowing who this Victory Road challenger was. And so while I respect what they were going for, the rival fake-out just doesn't have the oomph I want it to. The one thing I will say for those, eagerly awaiting Emerald Legacy is a lot of potential here. Anyway, as far as Emerald goes, we're gonna throw Wally into the B tier, and May's gonna go in C. Part 7.
I agree. I think that if we got another Wally fight, maybe in... Because we fight him in Mawile. If we got a Wally fight in front of Tate and Liza's gym, that would be cool. If we got a Wally fight in Tate and Liza's gym, I think that would be really good and really interesting. And I agree with everything he's saying. He kind of had me in the first half, but I agree with everything. it's cool that they were like, I wish that they would have showed the fully evolved starter. I agree. I think it's cool that they were like, you know what, I don't like battling. I think I'm going to go fill the Pokedex out. That's cool. And then the fake out that it's Wally, that's also cool. He just needs like one more fight against, like, in Lily Cove? Or no. We just need one more fight with Wally in front of Tate Mize's gym. That's all we need. And to make it good. May was the start of me falling for girls who are nice to me. That's true. Fair, true, and based. I wish Wally was more developed. The Torkoal part was interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. I also didn't know that was a thing. And also, I don't think that was relevant. That was a weird point to make. Like, oopsies, they made an error. Oops. I don't know. Fucking whoopsie daisies. I don't know, that was weird. Okay.
The Elite Four.
Part 7.
The first two generations of Pokemon struggled to
Elite
deliver
Four,
a challenge
let's go.
to Elite Four, and
Agreed.
Emerald shows Game Freak's continued struggle with this element of design. Like,
What?
outside of just not being very hard, Sydney is a bit of a nothing burger. Two
Sure.
grass dark types are pretty boring, while the redundant appearance of Mightyena is really enough to make me throw up at this point.
Why? Mightyena is the staple. I think Mightyena being on this team is cool.
Absol can be scary with Swords Dance, but its lack of stab move and dark type being special just makes it a pretty sad ace. For the first member, it's fine. You know, that is if you compare it to any other game but the one it's in. It's like gym leaders, Watson, Flannery, Tate and Liza, Norman. Really hard. This is kind of like going back to like Ruby, Sapphire, Crystal, sort of just like stupid easy, oh, it's a monotype, dark type team. Now, Phoebe is next, and while her team
It's not monotype. I agree. Sydney's a joke. I don't really understand his points, but Sydney's a joke. I agree.
is built better, it's also much more boring. Phoebe sadly just has 2 Bannettes, 2 Dusclops, and a Sableye. And while this team mostly suffers from repeat fatigue, it at least does have solid coverage, but that's really it. It's like, if you know there are only 4 ghost types in the game, and you're just, you know, against using Shedinja, why make a Ghost E4 member? We saw
True. True. Based. True.
that with Agatha in Gen 1. It wasn't good. You know, maybe you could order the major bosses of the game in a way such that they actually have enough Pokemon to construct a full team. Just saying. No grass type specialist, a lot of grass types. And what's crazy is this problem only gets worse with Glacia. What, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, is Game Freak's obsession with putting ice types as a late game enemy. Ice type is bad. As an opponent, it is very easy to fight very, very many weaknesses. And yet for some reason, like, every single Pokemon game has ice as a late game boss. The trend may not have started here, but it is certainly at its worst here. Glacia has just 2 family members, 2 of which are unevolved, and 3 of which that are water types. Also, she runs Hail strats in a game where Hail does nothing but cause chip damage to any Pokemon that is not ice type. 4th gym, 3rd Elite Four member.
Wait, what is your problem with hail strats? They just set up hail. And you take damage and they don't take damage.
Almost sometimes feel like these first 3 E4 members are worse than the evil teams because I have such high expectations. The E4 is just an extension of the gym
I don't think that they're worse than the evil teams.
league. It's so disappointing to see them bring such awesomeness to the gyms, and then these first 3 E4 members are just complete boring. Anyway, it
I agree.
is eventually redeemed in the 4th Elite Four fight with Drake. Part of which I think is because the first 2 generations have 3 Dragon Master fights that feature very, very bad teams. So Drake with 4 unique Pokemon, 3 of which being actual new generational additions, like, it just feels so good. Like, sure, he's got 3-4 times ice weaknesses, but this is kind of the name of the game with dragon types. Kingdra fortunately does a lot for him here, and could Shelgon be better? Yes, but at least Pure Dragon provides something unique that isn't getting one-shot by ice. Drake is a really solid trainer, and he deserves A tier. But
I agree. uh, but also you get dragon types of your own. So just like bring Gyarados and Flygon or something, and you hopefully still have your Ice Beam TM available. I don't know. I think Drake is a very good challenge, or not challenge. I think Drake is good. Drake is fine. There's some good stuff. There's some bad stuff about Drake. He's not nearly as bad as the first three. But like Drake is fine.
What about Wallace? Well, honestly, I really like him. Wallace's team has iconic members, good moves, and
No, Wallace is a strict downgrade from Steven.
best of all, strong secondary typing. You can't sweep with grass because of Gyarados, Tentacruel, and Ludicolo. Can't sweep with an electric because of Ludicolo and Whiscash. And then the two pure water types on each end are better because of that. In fact, this is such a well-built water team that I'm not sure I would change anything. Wallace's champion team is easily the best constructed team in the series to date. So it's
That's
then
fair.
really sad that there is such a glaring issue here. I ran a poll on this channel, and
Yeah, Steven exists.
94% of the 30,000 of you that voted said that in your mind, Steven Stone is the true champion of Hoenn. Meaning
Yes, he is. He's cooler.
that despite Emerald being the popular game, it's Ruby and Sapphire's champion that people associate Hoenn with. And it's
Yes.
crazy because Steven is way worse. And
That doesn't matter though. Here's what I'm finding my main problem is with this video is he goes back and forth between I want things to be hard, like I don't know. You travel with Steven throughout the whole game. Steven has a cooler team. You see Steven more. He has personality. People like Steven more because of his personality. He has a Metagross. Steel is an interesting typing. We've already fought Juan. And we already have done, like, Steven is everyone's favorite because his team looks cool and we see Steven more. Just like how in Gen 2, whoever the champion in Gen 2 helps you through some of the stuff. You should let him keep talking? Okay.
I only mean that as far as his team goes, because as a character, this is what you guys voted for.
Okay, they're right there.
See, Game Freak kind of backed themselves into a corner. Ruby and Sapphire create a narrative around Steven being the champion, and they didn't do a good job of
Plus, I could never be friends with someone named Wallace. Fair.
adjusting for that in Emerald. In Emerald, it's Steven who you see throughout the entire game, and Wallace's only contribution is needing to ask a 12-year-old where the Sky Pillar is. Steven retains that there for every step of the way vibe. He's a little mysterious, he's helping you out along the way, he even does a double battle fight with you. And so when it's then Wallace that is waiting in the champion room, there's a very big lack of payoff. Steven is helpful, whereas Wallace does nothing in the story. And so this just creates a feeling of resentment. I mean, like 94% is pretty compelling. I think I can say like we as a fan base just don't like Wallace. Steven was the guy, and yet what are you doing here? Just go away. So from a fight perspective, I am going to give Wallace S tier. Like, it is a great fight. But storyline is a really important thing, especially for the champion. And I don't know, it's just like when you place in a champion that people dislike more than the evil team leaders, you have seriously messed up in your storytelling. I don't know, it's a very big issue that we need to think about moving into Emerald Legacy. As it currently is, it's a mess. How do you fix that mess? There's really no way to do it without drastically changing something. Leaving it alone, though, may arguably be worse. Anyway, more to come on that. So
Yeah, everything that I was about to say, he said. Great reaction content, I know. But yeah, no, People like Steven. He's cool. He's with you every step of the way. He's helpful. He's interesting. He's cool. Is Wallace's fight designed more interestingly? Then sure. Cool. But we don't want that. We want Steven. Because Steven's cool. And Steven has cool hair. And he's got a fucking Metagross.
You should probably subscribe. But with all the cards on the table now, it's time to finally look at the big three. Part 8, the big three.
What
The
is the
first
big
driving
three?
force that holds Emerald back is inconsistency. I can play this game with a Swampert, Gardevoir, Salamence, Aggron, Manectric, Swellow build, and it feels like a good game. But if you venture much off that standard team, Emerald suddenly starts to feel very scary. Furthermore, we went very in-depth in this video looking at major trainers, but
I don't think you did. You did not go in depth. But also just don't. Okay, we'll get through. Let's get through the rest of the video.
Entire roster, untalked about, of average, normal run-of-the-mill trainers that are really bad. Here's a challenge for you. Name me a single normal trainer in the game that is difficult.
Name me a individual trainer in the entire series that's difficult. What are you talking about? Name me literally any. Name me the name of any trainer on a route that you can remember that was difficult in the entire series, in the entire history of Pokemon. Joey's Rattata? My bad, you're right. Joey's Rattata is goated. Other than Joey's Rattata, can you name another one? That doesn't mean that it's a good thing, though. I agree. That's why Emerald Kaizo exists. That's why Run and Bun exists. That's why, like, the Emerald Trash Lock exists. Or no, I think the Emerald Trash Lock is, like, the exact opposite. But, like, that's just the standard. If you're talking about a standard mainline Pokemon game, unfortunately, that's what you have to expect.
Personally, I can name one fight. It's that skill swap slacking double battle at the very end of Victory Road. Outside of Victory Road, though,
It shouldn't be the standard, though? Right, but then we just talk about Pokemon in general. Scarlet and Violet is a dog shit game. Sword and Shield is unforgivable. Sun and Ultra Moon, I still haven't finished. Like, I don't know, like, don't make this a point. Like, this isn't a point.
I don't think there is, like, genuinely a single hard normal trainer.
Yeah, in the entire series.
You know, we sit here and we talk about, oh, this gym is good and this gym is not so good. But regardless of which gym is good, everything in between is dead easy.
Yeah, the whole series is like that, brother. The whole series is like that, brother. What do you mean?
It's also inconsistent in its story. Like, Wallace kind of comes out of nowhere. Wally isn't in the picture at all until the last beats of the game. The villains look like absolute idiots. Brendan or May just kind of disappear. The story is a little all over the place. There's even more than that. It's inconsistent.
Yeah, this story's bad. The only Pokemon game that we play for the story is Gen 5. Once again, not a point. And unfortunately, that's the standard, but that's the standard of Pokemon games is a different video than this. I like Sword and Shield DLC. Sword and Shield was unforgivable. And I will make a video on it. The Switch games are not... The only Switch game that was good was Legends Arceus. I'll admit this point's gonna be kind of pointless.
inconsistent in its move distribution, inconsistently powered abilities, which I couldn't even touch on because it's absurd, and
Yeah, just other abilities are better than. Oh, I gotta let him talk.
all over the place.
Yeah.
There's even more than that. It's inconsistent in its move distribution.
Yeah.
Inconsistently powered abilities, which I couldn't even touch on because it's
Some
absurd.
abilities are better than
Inconsistent distribution
others.
of types, even inconsistent
Yes.
encounters. And so when I talk about inconsistency,
Okay.
what I mean are those little tiny micro details of game design. It's those little pieces of moves and encounters and typing, individual lines of dialogue even. And these sort of come together to create the mid-sized building blocks of the game. You know, these come together to make things like full storylines or gym leader teams or your own teams. And so what I would say is that these slightly larger building blocks take us to the second issue, which is an issue of being uncommitted. Like, from a gameplay perspective, what is Pokemon Emerald? It is kind of trying to be a challenge mode. There's really strong gym leaders, but at the same time, everything in between is bad. Is this trying to be a new story? Well, okay, yes, it arguably does a lot of things better.
What?
But like, if you're trying to make a new story and make Wallace champion, why did you keep all of those beats of Steven throughout the game? Enemy and player teams are boring. Trainers are way too under-leveled. Most Pokemon are too bad to seriously use. Even things I love, like the Tate and Liza fight. It's not like there's much warning to prepare you for a competitively strategized double battle. Don't get me wrong, I love that there are double battles in this game. The problem is that there's not enough for you to seriously build your team around that system. It makes for really fun fights and it doesn't bother me, but there is genuine reason to complain about that. Is it a singles mode? Is it a doubles mode? It's mostly a singles mode, but like sometimes you just get thrown doubles and you can't really prepare for it. It's an inconsistent philosophy in those little micro details that leads to an uncommitted vision in each larger block or component of the game. And it's these building blocks that form together to create my final.
What? What is he talking about? I'm sorry. I've agreed with the majority of the second half of this video. What the fuck is he talking about, man? What? It's a Pokemon game. What do you mean? What's the point of it? What? What do you... It's a Pokemon game. I run around and I catch little creatures in the little balls. And I throw it at and I throw the ball at the Pokemon and I catch it. And then I train it and then I bond with it. And then I go and I fight gym leaders to prove my strength. The fuck you mean it's uncommitted? What is his point? What do you... They didn't take Steven out because it's too much work. Like you said, they only had a year to make this game. And they didn't want it for whatever decision-making process that they decided, they didn't want Steven to be the champion, so they just plopped Wallace in there. And Emerald was made to sell more copies off of the hype of Gen 3. And along the way, the game designers decided that it would be cool to make better and more interesting gym battles, because the gym battles in Alpha and Sapphire and Ruby were like fine. And like, what do you mean? It's not a singles or a doubles mode. It's variety to make some things interesting. This is not a point. This doesn't mean anything. You said nothing. This was 5 minutes of gobbledygook. It's inconsistent, I guess. Sure, in some areas that you described, I agree that there's definitely some inconsistencies with the game. Like, that's fine. But what do you mean, what's the vision? The vision is it's a Pokemon game. And you mix, like, it's not easy or it's not hard mode. There's challenging fights and there's less challenging fights. And it would be great if this difficulty wasn't a bell curve and it wasn't always a consistent incline. But that's just, unfortunately, not always how it works. And in an ideal world, we would love We would love the power level of the game to be on an incline. But unfortunately, it goes a little like this. And like, that's okay. You would also complain if the entire game was a difficult single battle after 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 difficult single battle, gym battle, like what is that hard mode? Like it is. This doesn't make it. The inconsistency and the lack of vision makes no sense to me. What is your last point?
And biggest of the three issues
What's
with
the
Pokemon Emerald.
What is it?
Inconsistency in
Uh-huh.
foundational decisions leads
Okay.
to an uncommitted vision. This
Nope.
builds a house
Disagree.
of unfulfillment. Okay, it's unfulfillment. Emerald is unfulfilling. Despite being the best in the series to date, despite creating such a colorful, diverse
I'll let him
world,
talk.
despite doing so much right, is just unfulfilling. It's a game of half-baked concepts that we look back on with rose-tinted glasses and only recall its many highs. We often forget the lows of 2 of the 3 starters being bad or the evil teams posing no
Stop talking about the starters. Stop talking about the starters. The starters are fine. The movesets are the problems.
threat, or every casual trainer in the game being the 3 starters being bad, or the evil teams posing no threat, or every casual trainer in the game being a bag of dicks. We forget all these little tiny issues that build together to just create a very flawed game. Playing Pokemon Emerald today just leaves me with a sense of dissatisfaction. It sucks because I have such a
I'm sorry to
huge
hear
spot
that.
in my heart for the Gen 3 games, but they just don't hold up like my brain thinks
They
do.
absolutely
It
do, man.
absolutely had the most highs in the series to date, but there's still so much lacking that I just can't sit here and act like these games are perfect. But what I can do
They're not
is
perfect.
fix the things that I don't like. I want a Pokemon Emerald that my nostalgia
Okay, he then is going to advertise his new... Is he going to advertise his new project?
remembers. And so that is exactly what we are going to make. Pokemon Emerald Legacy is going to be a ROM hack that fixes the many issues.
Okay, I don't care about his ROM hack. He does the video is done. Okay. Okay. Here. Okay. Okay. Things that this gentleman is correct on. Again, it's Smith. Smith plays Pokemon. Smith plays Pokemon. Get on the soapbox, buddy. Okay. Things that he is correct about. The move, where, oh god, I gotta, excuse me, okay. The vanilla game move pools are dog water. Absolute hog shit. Just absolutely disgusting. They're so bad. And he blames that on the starters. It's not the starters, buddy. Mudkip doesn't get a good ground move until level 47. The only reason why Mudkip is better than everybody else is because it walls Watson and because it gets Surf. You don't get a better move than Absorb for a while. We don't get a better Water Gun for a while. You don't get a better Ember for a while. You literally keep Tackle on Marshtomp. You literally have a Marshtomp. No, you have a Swampert. You have a Swampert on Dead Meme. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the subscription and the like. I appreciate it. But you literally have Swampert with Takedown. Finally replacing Tackle. I don't understand what his problem is with the starters, because it's not the starters, it's the move pools. The move pools are bad. I agree. The rival team, the evil teams and the rivals are half-baked. That's unfortunate. I don't know who's playing Pokemon for the story. That's rough. That's just a personal. If you want better and more uh Pokemon, if you want better story in Pokemon, play Gen 5. I don't know what to tell you. But if the point that you're trying to make is that the evil teams and the rivals are half baked, correct. You are absolutely correct. The biggest uh the biggest the Scarlet and Violet story rocks too. I haven't finished them yet. But I believe you. I don't mind the starters personally. Could they be better? Yes, but like not bad. Like the designs are good. Like they're fine. You got a big fighting chicken. That's funny. You got a cool green septile lizard. You have like a big whatever the fuck Marstomp or whatever the fuck Swampert is that looks cool. Like they look cool. All of them have bad move pulls. Just Swampert is better because he gets fucking surf. But like the inconsistency of the gym leader's difficulty, I agree with. I 100% agree that the inconsistency of the gym leader difficulty kind of sucks. The way that he portrayed that, though, I don't think makes any sense. I disagree with a lot of the things. Every single one of his arguments was this is bad or this is good because you can sweep it with one thing. Pick a side. I don't know, man. It's bad that you can sweep Watson with a ground type, but it's good that you can sweep Flannery with a water type, I believe. Yeah, he compared a lot of the gym leaders to Watson, and his take on Watson was wrong. Like Watson is a I mean in the Nuzlocking terminology, it's a box check. Like there are gym leaders that are box checks. If you have the thing, then you get through easily. Like Winona later in the game is a box check. If you have an electric type against Winona, you can just get through Winona and it's fine. Or if you have a good Thunderbolt user in the box for that box check, you can get through Winona. Watson is also a box check. But Watson's box check is do you have a ground type or not? And that's fine. And if that is the complaint that you have playing casually, go get a ground type, mans. Go catch the Geodude and the Magikarp that apparently you're going backwards for in Dewfort. I don't know, man. Also, you could just you literally catch Wurmple and evolve it into Dustox, or you evolve it into Beautifly and you sweep Brawly. Is that a bad thing? Like, I don't know. I think the gym leader, the majority of the video was about the gym leaders, and I don't think that his representation of the difficulty of the gym leader fights was very good. Flannery is Sun, so it doesn't sweep, but it isn't hard. Yeah, it's not difficult. Especially if you don't care if they're knocked out. Bring 6 water types, spam surf. Bring 6 water types to Tate and Liza and spam surf. There's your video right there, man. There's the point you're trying to make. I think he doesn't like the lack of move diversity. I think a lot of his thought processes go back to the move diversity, not the type diversity, not the fact that the gym leaders are difficult or not difficult. It's just that the correct way to play the game is that you're supposed to bring 6 water types and spam surf the entire game. And I think I figured out my problem with this video. I've talking through it, I've figured out how to articulate my problem with this video. He is saying in a lot of cases that he doesn't like that the correct way to do the fight is not interesting. The correct way to do Watson is to start with Mudkip. The correct way to beat Winona is to teach somebody Thunderbolt. The correct way to beat Tate and Liza is to surf spam. The correct way to beat Flannery is to surf spam. And he thinks that is uninteresting. And I totally agree with that. But he then turns around and also doesn't like the fact that the story is half-baked and the rivals are half-baked. I think that this guy really wants to play with the Pokemon that he likes, but he feels like playing with the Pokemon he likes in Pokemon Emerald is the incorrect way to play it, and so he can't play it that way. And hey man, just play it the way that you want to play it. And if you pick Torchic because you like Torchic and you feel bad that you're missing out because you didn't pick Mudkip, I don't know what to tell you. I also think that it would be really interesting to see him try a challenge run. Because he also complained a lot about using the same 10 Pokemon. And that's very true. Swampert, Breloom, Gardevoir, Gyarados. What was some of the other ones he was saying? Oh, like Altaria, Flygon. Like do a challenge run, like a Nuzlocke or something, to make it A, more challenging for you. B, force yourself to figure out different strategies that are the correct strategies, because that is the correct options that you have available to you, because you can't just surf spam through it. I think there is a dichotomy of thought processes for this guy where he wants the fights to be interesting, but the correct way to do the fights is not interesting, but he wants it to be interesting, but he has to do it the correct way in his brain. And just don't do it the correct way, man. I don't know what to tell you about the half-baked story. The story of every Pokemon game is bad except for like 2. I don't know, man. And if you want them, and also in every single other game, the in-between fights are bad. Unfortunately, in the rest of the Pokemon franchise, all of the in-between fights suck. You play for the gym leaders. You play for the rival fights. You play for the enemy leader fights. Like, I'm sorry. If you want every single fight to be extremely tedious and extremely interesting and extremely challenging, then go play Run and Bun. Or go play Emerald Kaizo. Or go play Blaze Black. Like, there are ROM creators out there to make the game extremely difficult and extremely diverse. And if you want to do that, then you should go play those ROM hacks that are making the game hard and making it so surf spamming isn't the only viable strategy. And it is interesting. So that's what I have to say. Also, like, the last 10 minutes of the video was gobbledygook. No fucking clue what he was talking about. The whole inconsistency and lack of vision. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. The game's power curve isn't great, and that creates inconsistencies, sure. The vision of the game, it's a Pokemon game, man. You fight, you catch, you train, you fight. You catch, you train, you fight. That's the vision, man. I don't know what you want. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Surf spamming is too strong? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he just wants more interesting options without it being too easy. Do we want... He has more interesting options. He's just not allowing himself to use the interesting options. Do we want every Pokemon do we want every Pokemon to be viable? I really don't know. I don't know either. I think that some Pokemon should be more viable than other Pokemon. Not everything can be on this equal power level. But, like, I don't know. It feels like this guy really wants a good story, and he forces himself to use the same 6 Pokemon every playthrough. It's like, I don't know, man. All the Pokemon stories are bad. I don't know, man. Don't use those 6 Pokemon. Like, I don't know. Feels weird, man. Overall, what'd you think? You want me to be honest? Because I think this guy just made a video whining about all of the things that are wrong with Emerald, just so he can promote him making a ROM hack. And some of the points are valid, and I agree with a lot of the points. Did that video make you want to shave your balls? No. I'm deleting this message because it's going to be a YouTube video. I can't have that on screen. I don't know. The guy made some good points. The guy spit some hot gobbledygook. And ultimately, he was just trying to get people to support his ROM hack. And more power to him. I hope he makes something that he finds interesting. And I hope he makes something that he finds really fun. But some of the stuff he said makes no sense. And some of the stuff that he was talking about made a lot of sense. And I feel like I articulated my thought processes. Hard to make a perfectly good video when you make it 47 minutes long, though, to be honest. I agree. Making content's hard, especially when you're writing it and trying to make a bunch of points. But hey. He likes Pokemon Emerald, and he just wants to make it better. And he just wants it to be better in his eyes. I love Pokemon Emerald as well. And I know that it's an easy baby child's game. So I make it difficult by challenge running Pokemon Emerald. And that makes it fun for me. And as long as we're doing stuff that makes the game fun for us now as adults, then more power to them. I just don't think that we have the same thought processes when it comes to playing these games as an adult. And that's cool. That doesn't matter. What charcoal? Wow. I feel bad ending an hour early. But I have nothing else planned. And we died to the Wither, which I didn't think was going to happen. So I just think he has a different kind of fun. That's the game. But the game doesn't make it easy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I appreciated that epic Wither fight. But I must skedaddle. Sounds good. See you later, Timborn. Thanks for stopping by. It was a super, super epic Wither fight. I'll try to download Skyblock for next week. Yeah, I didn't expect you to die. Yeah, neither did I. Enjoy the nights and future night. Toodles! Bye, Timborn. Toodles. Yeah, I think I'll just download Skyblock or One Block, and we can start One Block. I'm gonna try and find another good video for you to react to. Okay, that works. Sounds good. But I'm just gonna sign off here. I'm gonna make some food. We'll be back tomorrow for more Sun Kern Poke Rogue. See if we can figure out a better and different strat. And not go absolutely insane. So, yeah. Have a good night. Be safe, everybody. Be kind to the people around you. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.